And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 23-24 Commonwealth Bank State Relay Championships here at Lakeside Stadium in Albert Park, Melbourne. It's currently 14.5 degrees here at Lakeside Stadium with an expected top of 22, so perfect conditions for our athletes today. Today's event will be represented by 61 centres from all over Victoria, as far north as Albury and Echuca, far as west as Warrnambool and as far east as Sale, and as close as South Melbourne. Special thanks to the Commonwealth Bank, who are our sponsors of today's event, and also our state sponsor. The Commonwealth Bank not only support our region and state championships, but our registration patches, which are worn by our athletes at each event competition throughout the season. We make special mention to our families who have safely brought their athletes to the wonderful venue here, and wish those yet to leave or in transit a safe journey. For those watching at home, we thank you for joining us, and we look forward to showcasing some of the best athletes in our state at our championship today. This morning's sessions will include 4x200 metre events, which are for both girls and boys, and also mixed gender. Our first event on the track is the under 13 girls 4x200 metre event. This is event number 1. We will be showcasing 2 time finals. And the first event on the track, in lane 1, we have Doncaster, 2 Pakenham, 3 Diamond Valley, 4 Essendon, 5 Werribee, 6 Ringwood, 7 Box Hill, and in lane 8, Caulfield. Fastest seeded time for this particular race comes in from lane 6, that's Ringwood. So the athlete preparing a crouch start at the moment, that's Ringwood out there in lane 6. As you can see, the stadium is starting to fill. We do expect probably at the peak of the day in the middle, leading into the afternoon when our 4x100 metre events start, we'll probably have some really, really great vision of our audience.
Sorry, can the official move on the infield? Thank you. Just move across onto the grass.
So we're just getting some positioning correct now for some of our officials. It's obviously very important for our starter to have clear vision of all 8 lanes.
On your marks.
So athletes in this age group have the option to use either a crouch start or a standing start.
Set.
So clean start away in the first event here of our Commonwealth Bank State Relay Championships. So off to a really great start as the athletes out in lane 7. That's Box Hill. They've just almost come up to the shoulder of the athletes in lane 8, and moving strongly down the back straight at the moment is in that really in the green and yellow is Ringwood. So they're starting to make a convincing mood on the competitors at the moment. Also in lane 3 at the moment, Diamond Valley are running strongly as well. So first to change looks like it could actually even be, could have possibly been Ringwood there. So as they come around through at the moment, running very strongly actually out in lane 7 is Box Hill. Ringwood not too far behind. We'll see how they compare as they come through from the stagger here. But Box Hill running convincingly well at the moment. Werribee in lane 5 moving closer up onto Ringwood to bridge that gap at the moment. But it looks like it's going to be possibly Box Hill that might just change first. Werribee, Ringwood, Diamond Valley, Doncaster, Essendon, Pakenham, and then it looks like it might have been Caulfield out there in lane 8. So the athletes, as they make their way towards the back straight now, you'll see come into vision in just a moment, some green cones there. That's when the athletes can safely start moving into lanes 1 and 2. So the athletes will see their competitors based in their lane order over at the 200 metre point, but it is going to be Box Hill that changes first, then Werribee, Doncaster, Ringwood. They're the top 4 at the moment, running really strongly at the moment in this final leg of the race as they make their way through. So as they come around, it is Box Hill, Werribee, Ringwood taking a really, really great move to come there past the athletes into this third change. So they're going to come through here final change, my apologies. So Ringwood across the line first, Box Hill just over Werribee, Pakenham, Diamond Valley, Doncaster, Essendon and Caulfield. So unofficial time, we'll just see if we can grab that. The clock did stop temporarily on first, but I would imagine it would have been around that 2-minute mark. So keep an eye on Results Hub, ladies and gentlemen. Results Hub will feature all our results over the course of the day. They are consistently coming through from our photo finish team. And then you will see a compiled results list as well for all athletes from time final 1 and 2. So just to clarify, with time final 1 and 2, time final 1 is always the generally the second portion of fastest athletes or fastest qualifiers from their regional round. So depending on the time centres actually got at their region event would be how it places them in their lane assignment for the finals, and also the timed final, whether it be 2-1 or even 3-2-1. So the next event on the track is timed final number 2. So these are the 8 fastest qualifiers from our region events across Victoria. So we will introduce the field to you now. So this is time final number 2 of the under 13 girls, 4x200 metres. In lane 1 we have Oakley, 2 Shepparton, 3 Whittlesea City, 4 Sandringham, 5 Knox, 6 Geelong, 7 Ballarat, and in lane 8 we have Bendigo.
Set.
So clean start away once again in this second time final of the under 13 girls. Running strongly at the moment as the athletes probably out in lane 6. They could be coming as our fastest qualifier for this event. They were also the previous state champion in last season's event. In the middle of the field as well, you'll see Knox there in the yellow and black. They are the second fastest qualifiers for this event, and they actually came 4th last year in this event. So do expect them to want to really focus on getting up on the podium this year. And another team to watch out for is just coming into vision now is Sandringham. So Sandringham, centre of field, taller athlete of the group. They come in, actually ran 3rd last year in this event. So running really convincingly and strong out the front at the moment is Geelong. They come in with a seeded time of 1:51, so really quick time for these young ladies. They're going to take the baton first. Bendigo, Knox, take your pick of the 2. Then it goes to Sandringham, Ballarat. On the inside, we've got Oakley, Whittlesea City and Shepparton. That's the order currently as it sits. Athletes are making their way over to the stagger, leading into that final change for this event. Geelong running really strong out front at the moment, and Knox not too far behind them as well. So we did say that they came through as the fastest and second fastest seeded times from their regional rounds. Might be Bendigo there that might be taking the baton 3rd, but we'll see as we come into vision a little bit more of a perspective of that 3rd place as they come through. But Geelong running incredibly well at the moment. They're going to watch the clock as well. The Victorian best performance comes in at 1:45. Not going to quite get to that, but running incredibly well is this young athlete here to take out the gold medal in this event today. The first event of the day, 1:51 is the time. Knox will come in 2nd. Ballarat 3rd. Bendigo hold on for 4th. Whittlesea City, Sandringham, Oakley and Shepparton. Might just have a look and see if we, obviously Results Hub, once again we mentioned, LAVic.resultshub.com.au. So if you've got the opportunity, if you're watching on a PC, try and split your screen so you can actually have a look at the vision of the event, and also then just refresh your results for the Results Hub. So if we go into Results Hub, you'll be able to click on the event drop down, click on the 4x200 metre events, and you'll see there, if we click on the refresh, the first event is in progress. So that first time final came through. So Ringwood came in with the fastest time in the second time final at 1:59. And if you click on refresh again, we should almost have in about probably 30 seconds time that second time final available. But we will take a short break. Our next event on the track is our under 13 boys. 4x200 metre event. That's event number 2. And that is here for a scheduled start at 8:38. Athletes, whilst it is already 8:38, the athletes aren't quite at the start line, but they shouldn't be too far away. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is our event number 2 on the track, so our athletes have arrived. And in lane 1, we have Murrindindi, 2 Ballarat, 3 Werribee B, 4 Camberwell Malvern, 5 Keilor, 6 Whittlesea City, 7 Cranbourne. And in lane 8, we have Corio. So 8 starters. They are all here. So just going back to that first event, the results are now available online. So just once again, if you have just joined us, Results Hub is where you can view results. So lavic.resultshub.com.au. So competitors in first place, we had Geelong with a time of 1:51.43. Second were Knox with a time of 1:53.83. Third place went to Ballarat, 1:57.73, and fourth place was Bendigo, 1:58.61. So to view how your team went, please jump on to Results Hub. Those races will be updated and made available as quickly as possible once they have been read by our photo finish team. So we've got an all clear to start, so we will leave you now in the starters' hands.
unofficial on the infield. Thank you. On your marks. Set.
So it does look like we've got a false start. Hasn't been heard by all the competitors, but they're very keen to get out there on the outside were Corio. The boys will make their way back to the start line and we will reset for, let's hope this time, a nice clean start.
Lane 4, unsteady. On your marks. Set.
Nice clean start away this time here. Probably keep an eye on lanes 3 and 4 in this particular race. Lane 2 even running off very well at the moment. Probably the fastest starter for this particular leg in the boys under 13 time final number 1. Making their way down the back straight at the moment, also running very well at the moment, is the team from Whittlesea City in lane 6. Lane 7, a little bit confused there as to where he needs to be, but he will tidy that up. Does look like Whittlesea City might be the ones to change first. Also changing strongly at the moment is Ballarat there in lane 2. Really great vision there from the second change box that we have. So making their way round for this second leg. Probably running quite well at the moment still is Whittlesea City. A little bit deceiving the stagger at the moment. Whilst Carraro does look like they're in front, it is going to be Whittlesea City that are going to take the baton first. Probably Campbell or Malvern will be closely followed behind. So we'll see how we go. Whittlesea City, Carraro, possibly then Campbell or Malvern as well in the centre of the field in the red shorts. So making their way down now for this third leg. We will get a little bit more of a convincing idea of where the athletes are placed once they go through the cones and make their way towards probably the inside 4 lanes where they'll safely see the competitors. So waveling madly there for the final leg at the moment of the athletes here. Keep an eye on Whittlesea City. Corio also running very well right now. Werribee, Campbell or Malvern. Then on the inside, it looks like it might be Ballarat as well. So they make their way around now for this final leg. Running very strongly at the moment is the athlete from Whittlesea City. Chasing him down is the athlete from Corio, but also running very well at the moment is the athlete from Werribee too. Campbell Malvern have to make a bit of a move to the outside there, but it is going to be Whittlesea City holding on at the moment for the final stages of this race in time final number 2. Whittlesea City, Corio, Ballarat, it was Campbell, Malvern, Keel or Werribee, Cranbourne and Murrindindi. So congratulations to those competitors in team time final number 1 of the under 13 boys, 4x200 metres. And our next event on the track is the second time final of the under 13 boys. So once again, if you've just joined us, this is the fastest 8 competitors from the regional rounds. We do quite often sometimes see an athlete or a team from the second time final or subsequent. They can actually move up significantly in places. So we call it, I guess, run for your life as a team, because just because you're in the first time final, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't obtain a final eighth place or a final 8 placings in the end. So it's really important that irrespective of the race you're in, you run your fastest race to give you the best opportunity to get a final place at the end. So without further ado, we'll introduce the athletes in this second time final for you now. In lane 1, Berwick; 2, Brighton; 3, Werribee; 4, Geelong; 5, Waverley; 6, Knox; 7, Caulfield; and in lane 8, Diamond Valley. Fastest qualifiers in this event come out of lane 3. That's Werribee. Now, they did come second last year to the second fastest qualifier, Knox, in lane 6.
Set. Stand up. Stand up. Back to the cone. Lane 6. Can you hear me? In the set, when I call set, you have to come up off the ground.
So just as mentioning before, Knox were the second fastest qualifiers but won this event last year. So they are the reigning champions. So keeping out for the tussle between Knox and Werribee.
Set.
Clean start away this time. Really great start by the Knox lead athlete out there in lane 6. Does look like we might be missing our competitors out in lane 8, which were Diamond Valley, so they are not there for this event. So Knox running well down the back straight at the moment. Also running well at the moment might be Geelong there in lane 4 in the all white. So making their way into the first change box. We've got really good vision here. Does look like Knox will change first, then Geelong, possibly Waverley, Werribee. Then on the outside might have been Caulfield, who we just can't quite see as part of their change. So as they come around now for the second leg in the final 100 metres of the leg, it is Knox running very well at the moment. Waverley running strong, Werribee, Geelong, and also Caulfield out there in lane 7. But it is Knox who, even compared to the stagger, are going to clearly change first. Waverley going to take it second, Werribee, Geelong, Caulfield. Brighton and Berwick almost at the same, possibly Berwick. Wasn't really a clean change for Brighton there in that third leg. Making their way around the back straight now. Werribee starting to make a move back up on into second place, but Geelong on their shoulder as well as they cut into the stagger. Knox leading well and truly out in front at the moment. The longer legs of the two of Geelong and Werribee are going to tire down the Knox athlete into this final change, and it's going to be on like Donkey Kong for the last bit. Knox change first, Geelong, Werribee, Waverley, Caulfield, and then on the inside, it might have been Berwick and then Brighton. But it is, as we mentioned before, Knox are the reigning champions in this event. Werribee came through as the fastest qualifier. So who is it going to be as they make their way down? Werribee really trying to gain some ground, but there's absolutely no chance to do that. Knox are powering home in this event. Unofficial time, first place to Knox, 1:47. Werribee in second place. Geelong are going to hold off for third. Great strong finish by Caulfield to take fourth over Waverley. Berwick. And then coming through to round up the field will be Brighton in 7th place. Congratulations to our boys under 13 in event number 2, 4x200 metres. And our next event on the track is our event number 3. So this is the girls under 14 4x200 metres. All our 4x200 metre events will primarily feature 2-time finals, except in some of the older age groups you might just see the one. So from lane 1 we have Williamstown, 2 Albury, 3 Oakley, 4 Brimbank, 5 Frankston, 6 Keilor B, 7 Shepparton, and in lane 8 Cranbourne B. Clean start in the girls under 14 4x200 metres. Do we expect these athletes to probably run just under 2 minutes for this race? It had a couple of those do that at the region event, but obviously state championships brings on a lot more competition, so we'll expect them to be a little bit quicker. Running well at the moment is Keilor out in lane 6, but moving well up on the field at the moment is Oakley. They're going to possibly be the first to change Oakley. So it'll be Oakley that change first, then possibly even Frankston as well in that mix too. So make their way around in the second leg of this event. Running strongly at the moment on the outside is Keilor still. On their inside, Frankston just coming up to them. But Oakley in outer lane 3 is probably going to make it to the stagger first. Probably smallest of our competitors in this particular leg of the race, but running convincingly well all the same. As they make their way up to the change, it's going to be possibly Keilor, the stronger of the athletes, running to change first. Oakley, then Frankston. Cranbourne, it was just before Frankston. Williamstown, Albury, and then Shepparton. As they make their way around now, we will see the stagger give us a bit more an accurate idea of how the athletes compare, but it is out in front, running really well still is Keilor. On the inside, Williamstown have moved up on the field and running well. Oakley in third. Probably fourth is going to possibly be Albury running a strong leg. Cranbourne on the outside there as well, and through the centre of field as well is Frankston. Brimbank running just around slightly, Albury and then Shepparton. So coming into the final stages, it is Keilor who are well out in front at the moment, running strongly in the final leg of their race. Does look like Oakley, then Williamstown, Cranbourne, Frankston, then possibly after that. But coming across the line in first in the first time final, 1:57 approximately, Keilor, Oakley, Williamstown, Cranbourne, Frankston, Brimbank, Albury, and Shepparton.
Test, test. Chrissy, can you hear me? Thank you.
So the results are in for the event for the boys. So we can see, congratulations do go to Knox. They ran a time of 1:47.89. Werribee took out second place, 1:49.36. And third place went to Geelong for the bronze medal in 1:52.84. So Results Hub is the place to check out those consolidated results as they happen. And that's lavic.resultshub.com.au. And as our athletes prepare themselves, the next event on the track is the girls under 14 4x200 metres. This is time final number 1.
On your marks. Set.
Clean start away in lane 1. We have Keilor, 2 Caulfield B, 3 Cranbourne, 4 Geelong, 5 Box Hill, 6 Caulfield, 7 Waverley, and in lane 8 we have Bendigo. Running at the moment strongly at the moment is lanes 5 and 6 Box Hill and Caulfield, as we see the athletes there waiting to receive the baton in the second leg of this event. So whilst we'll see the outside competitors in Bendigo coming through first, does look like also Geelong are running very well too. So some nice clean changes there as they make their way around in this second leg. Centre of field at the moment, keep an eye on Box Hill in lane 5 on their outside. Caulfield probably might be even Caulfield running a bit more strongly at the moment of the two. So Caulfield a little bit ahead of the stagger at the moment. On the outside, Bendigo, you will see them possibly change second, but also Cranbourne from lane 3 running really well. Cranbourne and Geelong, but it is Caulfield that takes that first. Bendigo, Box Hill, Keilor making some ground on the inside, Waverley on the outside, and our competitors coming out of lane 2 running strongly also. As they make their way past that stagger, the athletes will make their way in. This is really great vision here. We'll get some chances to see who changes first. It is going to be Caulfield there first. Geelong, Cranbourne, Box Hill, Keilor, Bendigo, Waverley, and Caulfield B. So there is another Caulfield team out there. I did hesitate before to call them in case I had already shouted them out. But Caulfield A running very well at the moment in the final stages of this event. Bit of a tussle on for second between Geelong and Cranbourne. See how that one goes. They're running out nice and wide. Cranbourne are really trying to make ground, but it's going to be Caulfield that takes this one out. Geelong just holds off for second. Cranbourne, Box Hill, Keilor, Bendigo, Waverley, and Caulfield B. So congratulations to those girls in the second time final of the under-14s, 4x200 metres. So you'll see on screen our athletes in the second leg, patiently waiting for their opportunity to represent their team. Main vision now, you will see our next event on the track, which is event 4. This is the under 14 boys, 4x200 metre final. Time final number 1 of 2. And the athletes from lane 1,
marks.
we have Cranbourne, 2 Geelong, 3 Berwick B, 4 Whittlesea City, 5 Moorabbin, 6 Werribee, 7 Wangaratta, and in lane 8 Caulfield.
Set.
Great clean start there for the athletes, running well at the moment. Probably the athlete out of lane 3 in Berwick, and also Moorabbin there in lane 5 as well. So making their way down the back straight nice and safely. We will jump into vision just a moment from that 200 metre mark where our second athletes are eagerly awaiting the baton. So we'll see how we go for that first change. It does look like it's going to be Moorabbin that'll take that first, possibly Werribee out in lane 6 next. And in vision at the moment, we see Whittlesea City, Berwick and Geelong. As they come around to the second 100 metres of this second leg, running well at the moment. Also on the outside is lane 7 is Wangaratta. Really strong leg by this athlete. He's going to put his team in a really strong position. Keep in mind, some of our country competitors don't necessarily have a lot of competition at their region, so they might not have a chance to run their fastest. Wangaratta, in actual fact, take the baton first. Then it might be Moorabbin, Werribee. Berwick might have been just before them. Geelong, Cranbourne in lane 1, Caulfield and then Whittlesea City. But Wangaratta running a strong leg at the moment as they make their way past those cones for the stagger. Berwick starting to move up on the field just on the outside shoulder of Werribee. And they're going to take past Werribee on that change as well. Wangaratta take the baton first. Berwick, then Werribee. Moorabbin, Geelong. Caulfield, and then Whittlesea City. Nice and close together in Cranbourne as well. As they make their way now into the final stage of this race, it is going to be Wangaratta running against the clock. Remember, they can still move up into the final 8 position, dependent on the times of the next time final to follow. But it is going to be Wangaratta that come across the line. We'll keep an eye on the time. 1:48, which is about 10 seconds quicker than they run at Region. Berwick are going to take second, Werribee third. Whittlesea City finished off really strong there, over Geelong, Moorabbin, Cranbourne and Caulfield. So that's time final number 1 of the under-14 boys. So we do have some results through for that girls event just previously. So that was the under 14 girls. So first place went to Caulfield, 1:49.80. Second place went to Geelong, 1:50.59. And third place went to Cranbourne, 1:50.63. Very close there, those two competitors. We did see a really tight tussle on for the second and third place. But congratulations to those teams. And they'll feature very shortly at presentations to receive their medals. So next event on the track is our second time final of the under 14 boys. So the athletes just finalising their block settings, as you can see them preparing the blocks. And we'll introduce the field to you now. In lane 1 we have Collingwood, 2 Ringwood, 3 Coburg, 4 Waverley, 5 Diamond Valley, 6 Berwick, 7 Sandringham, and in lane 8 we have Keilor.
Second, time 1:53.83 is Knox. And their winning team was time 1:51.
So a little bit of stats on this particular race. Our fastest qualifier in this event will be coming out of lane 6. That's Berwick. And this is Berwick A. So we did see Berwick B just before in the previous race. So pretty convincing to have really 2 great or 8 great runners over 200 metres at a centre. So really strong age group representation from Berwick in that particular case to have the 2 teams. So Berwick come through as the fastest qualifier. Diamond Valley, who came 5th last year, are our second fastest qualifier. Berwick, in actual fact, are our reigning state champions for this event. So you will look to see them come through pretty strong. They're probably a good 5 or 6 seconds ahead of the rest of the field based on their seeded times.
Set. Stand up. Back to your cones. Lane 4, unsteady. On your marks. Set.
So clean start away this time in this second time final of the under 14 boys. As we mentioned before, Berwick are going to come through really strong in this one. They're out in lane 6 at the moment. You'll see them moving past their competitors in lane 7. But running strong at the moment too is Diamond Valley on their inside. So from lane 5 in the green and gold. As we get to that first change box, it is going to be Berwick that take it first. Diamond Valley, then Waverley. Possibly then the outside might have been Keilor. Doesn't look like, I'll just wait till we get a bit more better vision. I don't know if we have Sandringham in this event. I know they are just a little bit further back at the moment, but it is going to be Berwick coming in to the third change at the moment, running very well at the moment. Diamond Valley trying to make some ground at the moment. Keele on the outside and Waverley on the inside, but it'll be Berwick, Diamond Valley, Waverley just over Keilor, Sandringham just over Corio, Collingwood, and then Ringwood on the inside. But it is still Berwick out in front at the moment. They're going to make their way down to this final change. Keep an eye on the time as well. They did run a 1:39.99 at their region event. The Victorian best performance is 1:36.34. We haven't mentioned many of those just yet today, but there will be a few more to watch out for later on in the championship. But it is Berwick running very well at the moment. Diamond Valley sitting in second. Waverley sitting in third, I think it might be. But it is Berwick running down to the line. We're at 1:35, 6, 7, 8. We might have to keep an eye on the photo for that one to see if they've nabbed that Victorian best performance. Diamond Valley will take out second. Waverley convincingly in third. Keilor fourth. Collingwood fifth. Corio sixth. Sandringham and Ringwood for seventh and eighth apiece. So fantastic run there by Berwick. We will keep a watch on that one for the Victorian best performance once the results have been consolidated. But that was the second time final of the under-14 boys, 4x200 metres. But it is Berwick running down to the line. We're at 1:35, 6, 7, 8. We might have to keep an eye on the photo for that one to see if they've nabbed that Victorian. So as we mentioned before as well, just to keep an eye on that run by Wangaratta as well, like we didn't mention, we haven't spoken them again just yet. We do have the consolidated results in for the first of the timed finals. Now Wangaratta came in with a time of 1:48.60. We'll give you an idea and just some perspective, I guess, on sometimes how a team can actually move up quite a bit. I did say as well before that their region time was around about 10 seconds, was actually 8 seconds slower than what they ran at state. So that's a massive improvement from what they ran there. So we'll just see how they go to consolidate. We might be close to now to viewing a refresh of that particular final result. Not too far away. We will jump though into the next event on the track, which is event number 5. This is the girls under 15 4x200 metres in lane 1, Diamond Valley B. 2 Yarra Rangers, 3 Seaford, 4 Bendigo, 5 Seymour, 6 Warrnambool, 7 Sale, and in lane 8 Cranbourne.
Set.
So clean start away. We are missing lane 6 Warrnambool. So from 1 Diamond Valley B, 2 Yarra Rangers, 3 Seaford, 4 Bendigo, 5 Seymour, 7 Sale, and in lane 8 Cranbourne. So running well at the moment. Probably is the team from possibly it might be. We'll just see as they come into vision now. It is actually Warrnambool that is here, and I apologise. Seymour are not here. So it does look like Sale, then Warrnambool that might be the first to change out of the groups. Making their way around. Strong running at the moment by that second athlete from Warrnambool. On the outside of her is the athlete from Sale. Yet to come into vision at the moment, the inside lane competitors. But do expect Bendigo to possibly pop up into the mix here. But it's Warrnambool that are going to come through. They are the fastest out of the group from the region events. So Warrnambool take first change. Sale just over Cranbourne. Bendigo, Seaford, Diamond Valley and Yarra Rangers in that order. But it's Warrnambool out in front convincingly at the moment. Bendigo, as we mentioned before, will start to make a move up. They were the second fastest qualifier from region. But as they make their way through the cones, it's still first at the moment, Warrnambool. Closely followed by Bendigo. So Warrnambool from lane 6 will take this one first. Bendigo next. Seaford, Cranbourne. Yarra Rangers moved up in the mix as well now too. But it's still Warrnambool out in front. Bendigo chasing down in second. Seaford in third, and a collection of athletes making their way around for fourth, fifth and sixth. So Warrnambool come across the line in first, Bendigo in second. Seaford are going to hold off to a late charge by their fellow competitors. Will take out third. Sale, Cranbourne, Yarra Rangers, and Diamond Valley. So we will try and pop back now to the final results in that under 14 boys, if we can. So just to let people know, sometimes there can be a delay to results being able to be published if there is an impending yellow flag on a race. So that may be why there is a delay in that one. So times are now in for that time final where we spoke of Berwick. The Victorian best performance for that event might have just missed that one. So they came with a time of 1:39.60. So congratulations all the same for their fantastic run. Second place went to Diamond Valley and third went to Waverley. We did mention Wangaratta before. Again, they were in the second time final. So they were positioned from 9th through to 16th. They ended up 5th overall. So an absolutely wonderful performance for them and congratulations to them. Start list was just on screen there for event number 5. This is the girls under 15, 4x200 metres.
On your mark.
This is time final number 2. In lane 1, we have Diamond Valley, 2 Werribee, 3 Knox, 4 Keilor, 5 Geelong, 6 Berwick, 7 Mentone, and in lane 8, we have Knox. So the reigning champions of this event come out of lane 4. That's Keilor.
Set.
And Geelong out of lane 5 was second last year. Not to say there should be a very convincing run by Berwick in this particular race as well. They came through as the fastest qualifier from our region event, followed by Knox, who you can see just come into shot now on the rider's screen, but running strongly out in front at the moment is Berwick. They're going to probably take the baton first at this change, just as you can see now. She'll run out a screenshot just there, but the baton convincingly is in her hand first. Keilor, probably Geelong, Ring, it might have been then Werribee, possibly Diamond Valley as well. So out in front, as we mentioned before, is Berwick. On the inside, competitor starting to make a move is probably Knox and Keilor out of lane 3 and 4. Geelong 2 are running well there with the athlete from Mentone out in lane 7. Starting to come up on her shoulder as well. But it will be Berwick that take it first. Maybe it might have been Knox, actually. Berwick are going to just run out of room almost to take the baton. Knox, Berwick, Keilor, Geelong, Mentone, Werribee, and Diamond Valley. So a little bit of a delay there for Berwick. It might cost them some time and some space as well. So it's Knox out in front at the moment. They were the second fastest qualified. This is Knox B that are running very strong. But also 2 running strong at the moment is Geelong, I think you might find. Knox will take the baton first. Geelong. Then Berwick. She's going to have to make some move to get up there into that podium position. Diamond Valley, Keilor, Mentone, Werribee, and Knox B. Knox A, it might have been Knox B. So as they're coming through now at the moment, this is probably Knox A out in front, and the latter team I mentioned before is Knox B, but great to have 2 teams in the top 8. Knox are going to come home first. Running strong at the moment is Keilor coming in. Probably you can't see them in vision just yet, but it is going to be Knox taking out first, Geelong second. Great run by Keilor for third. Berwick in 4th. Diamond Valley, Mentone, Werribee, and Knox B. So congratulations goes out to the Knox team, who were the winners today in the girls under 15, 4x200 metres. Now, do apologise to Knox if that was Knox A or B. It's listed as B as the fastest qualifier, even though A is listed as the slower of the 2. But without a doubt, congratulations all round goes to Knox for their 8 competitors in that final today. Next event on the track is event number 6. This is the under 15 boys 4x200 metres in lane 1, Altona, 2 Werribee, 3 Warragul, 4 Gippsland Country Region, 5 Bacchus Marsh, 6 Coburg, 7 Craigieburn, and in lane 8 we have Cranbourne. So 8 starters on the track. And probably to save a mouthful, as Gippsland Country Region make their way around, we will probably refer to them as GCR. So they are in the orange with the white side panel T-shirts.
On your marks.
Now, region teams can often be a compilation of athletes that can't be fielded into a centre team. So great opportunity for the athletes to still all get a run.
Set.
So clean start away in event number 6, the boys under 15 4x2. At the moment, running well is probably the athletes from GCR who are making their way down the back straight. On the outside of them is Bacchus Marsh, probably further in front at the moment leading into this second change. But we can see now the vision of the athletes going down. Bacchus Marsh, it will be, it'll change first. Probably GCR second. Werribee, Warrigal, can't see the ones on the outside, but they will be not too far behind that either. But as they come around now in this second 100 metres of the second leg, it is Bacchus Marsh in lane 5 out in front at the moment. Coburg in lane 6, 2 running very strong. Warrigal starting to make the move up onto the shoulder of the Werribee competitor. But it'll be Bacchus Marsh, Coburg, Warrigal, Werribee, Albury, Cranbourne, Altona and GCR in that order. Making their way around the back straight, we do see Warrigal starting to move up onto the 2 competitors in front of him, but that's Warrigal out in front. Coburg, 2 running very strongly at the moment. Bacchus Marsh are going to just hold off into this final change. They're going to take it first, then Coburg, Warrigal. Waving Ladley is the athlete there from Cranbourne. He's going to take the baton just over Craigieburn, Werribee, GCR and Altona in that order. As they make their way down, we do probably want to see the Bacchus Marsh athlete move on to the inside of the track, but running out of lane 2 at the moment instead of 1 is the athlete from Coburg. Coburg going to kind of come across the line in first, just over Bacchus Marsh. Warrigal, great finishing there by the athletes from Craigieburn, GCR, Cranbourne, Altona and Werribee. They're your competitors in the first of 2 time finals for the under 15 boys. And the next event on the track is our timed final number 2. So this is the 8 fastest competitors from the regional rounds in the under 15 boys. Start list on screen. From lane 1 we have Berwick, 2 Caulfield, 3 Waverley, 4 Box Hill, 5 Knox, 6 Keilor, 7 Geelong, and in lane 8 we have Diamond Valley. So just as a guide, we probably expect these athletes to run just under 1:40. So the winner from last year ran 1:38. Fastest seated time comes through from lane 3, which is Waverley. They didn't actually run this event last year, Waverley, interesting enough, in this age group. Do believe they've had some movement around the centre in athletes possibly for their own personal reasons moving to the centre, possibly when there's a clash of sports and things like that. But in just reviewing this event in preparation, did notice that the Waverley's really strongly represented in this age group, in both the boys and the girls, and also the mixed races. So do keep an eye out for their progressive results throughout the course of today's championship. Second fastest qualifier comes out of lane 4, Box Hill, so they're on the outside to Waverley, so in predominantly all the black with the white panels. Berwick from lane 1 will come into this mix too, possibly. They were second in 22-23, so provided they're fielding the same team, do expect them to run well as Diamond Valley out in lane 8, who was third last year.
Set.
So we do have a false start in this race. Just see if we can get some vision of where that might have been, where there might have been some movement. Yep, there we go. It might have been Keeler in lane 6, I think you'll find. Just slightly moved their foot.
Lane 6, break, first and final warning.
So some great B starters here up in the commentary box, which I don't think I'd like
On
to
your
ever
marks.
possibly be. It's a very pressure roll down there, and the gentlemen that do and the ladies that do that job do an incredible job of that itself. So stick up here up behind the microphone. Thanks.
Set.
So clean start away this time. This is the second time final of the under 15 boys. So fastest 8 competitors from the regional round. Mentioned before, Waverley, the team to look out for, already up on the shoulder of the athletes in lane 4 at the moment. Just really trying to get there to get that baton change first. Digging a little bit deeper as they make their way into this first change.
Starters,
it's going to be
rotate.
Waverley that take that first. Box Hill possibly next. Knox not too far after, and the outside competitors might have been Diamond Valley in lane 8, also running very well. But as these gentlemen make their way around, it is the centre of field to keep an eye on. Diamond Valley, Keilor, Waverley more so out in front, but Keilor starting to move forward a little bit. There's already 2 lanes that separate them, possibly 3. But it's going to be Waverley that take it first, just over Keilor, Diamond Valley, Geelong, Box Hill, Knox. And probably together it'll be Berwick and Caulfield in 1 and 2. But Waverley in lane 3 running strongly at the moment as they make their way round with about 250 metres almost to run. It's Waverley out in front, Keilor sitting in second, Box Hill not too far behind, Geelong and Diamond Valley. But Waverley did take that baton first. Keilor, they've had a bit of a stumble there by one of the competitors. He's going to get back up, so well done to Diamond Valley for that effort. Waverley are going to take this one as they come down through, but a late charge by the athlete from Box Hill, running very strongly at the moment. He's digging deeper than anyone at the moment to get there. Not going to quite make it. Waverley standing in front of us cheering loud will take this one first. Box Hill in second. Keilor in third. Knox, Geelong, great finish by the athlete from Diamond Valley after a massive stumble. Caulfield and Berwick there. So you'll see the replay there. You can see Box Hill digging like no one's business to try and make some ground on Waverley, and they absolutely did there. Waverley first and Box Hill in second. So well done to those competitors in that second time final, the under 15 boys. Next event on the track is our competitors from under 9. So a huge welcome to these athletes for their first championship event of the season and of their career. So this is an exciting time, and there are going to be some loud cheering in the crowd, no doubt, for this event. So we do have two-time finals of these young ladies. These are the under 9 girls. So starters doing their best job to just defer any of those pre-race jitters that they might have. Start list on screen in lane 1, Geelong, 2, Yarra Rangers, 3, Cranbourne B, 4, Sandringham, 5, Brighton, 6, Nuttawading, 7, Camberwell Malvern, and in lane 8, Whittlesea City. So 8 starters.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start for these young ladies here. Running very well at the moment is the athletes out in lane 7, Camberwell Malvern. They're off to a great start, but also the athletes in lane 3, Cranbourne B, are running very well too. Making their way down to the second competitor in their event. We've also got Cranbourne as, it might be Sandringham running very strongly too, but it is the athletes out in lane 7, Camberwell Malvern, probably running the better of the two. Sandringham you can see in the centre of the field, which is lane 4, and Nunawading in 6. So Sandringham might have snuck that. Possibly Brighton might have been just before them as well. So they make their way in this second leg around the track. It's very even as they come through. Sandringham possibly the group that are running well, but Geelong on the inside from lane 1 running a great leg. Brighton out in lane 5 too, running very well, as is Cranbourne in lane 3. Cranbourne starting to make a move up. She's very keen to get to her competitor with the baton first. But it's going to be Geelong first, Cranbourne second, Brighton, Sandringham, Camberwell Malvern, Yarra Rangers, Nunawading and Whittlesea City. So well done, girls, in that leg of the race. Does look like Geelong from the inside from lane 1 are going to be out in front, moving towards the second leg of their 100 metres. So come past the stagger there. This is where the confusion sometimes can happen for these younger competitors, but they're doing a great job making their way down into the inside 4 lanes. It's a long way sometimes when you're running 200 metres with such little legs. Have got a yellow flag on this race, so the results may be delayed slightly as we make their way down. Geelong take that baton first. Cranbourne, Brighton, Sandringham, Camberwell Malvern, Yarra Rangers, Nunawading and Whittlesea City. The athletes are absolutely spent as they take a seat on the inside of the track. But it is the athletes making their way around. Running very well at the moment is Cranbourne. Probably just going to try and take over the shoulder of Geelong. First time doesn't get there, but it is Geelong having a little bit of a kick in the later stages of this race. Little legs running fast, it is. But it's going to be possibly Geelong going to take this one out in first. Going to be a tussle. Sandringham are getting a sneaky little path on the inside to steal second from Cranbourne. Brighton in 4th, Yarra Rangers, Nunawading, Camberwell Malvern and Whittlesea City. What a super effort there to take that spot on the inside by Sandringham. So great run there by our under-9 girls in their first championship event of Little Athletics. Do have a yellow flag, so please know that those results might take a little bit longer to come through if there was possibly any infringements or athletes did exceed running their change box as well, which might have happened at that first change in one of the outside lanes. So keep an eye on Results Hub for that in progress results or the final results. The under 15 boys results are now available on Results Hub, with Waverley, as we mentioned earlier, running a really strong race. They took first place in 141.98. Box Hill was second in 142.96 and Keilor were third in 145.07. Next event on the track is event number 7, the under 9 girls time final number 2. We'll allow the athletes to start, then we'll introduce their lanes to you.
Set.
So off to a clean start is Ringwood in lane 1, 2 Doncaster, 3 Berwick, 4 Cranbourne, 5 Shepparton, 6 Mentone, 7 Williamstown, and in lane 8 we have Knox. So fastest qualifiers for this event come from Mentone. We haven't seen much of them yet today, but they are in the always ever so bright yellow on screen. Running strongly at the moment too is Williamstown out there in lane 7 with the biggest smile on her face. She's going to come through, and Cranbourne also there in lane 4 are running well too. Cranbourne might have been Berwick that just took the baton first over Cranbourne. Shepparton we could see closest to screen then as well. Doncaster and then Ringwood on the inside, but running some really strong legs at the moment are the athletes, possibly even from, it might be Cranbourne and Mentone. On the outside, Williamstown too is running very well. So it's going to be Williamstown, Mentone and Cranbourne within that mix to take the baton next, depending on a nice clean change. So as they make their way down, their competitors are waving them on very fiercely. Mentone, little bit of power there at the last stage. Cranbourne, Mentone, Williamstown, Berwick, Shepparton, Knox, Doncaster and Ringwood in that order. So make their way around. This is the third leg, so only one leg to follow of this relay event. It is Mentone out in front, Cranbourne closely followed behind And then Williamstown tiring a little bit there as they make their way past the stagger. But it's Mentone that look like they're going to cleanly take this baton in first place, heading for a gold medal performance. Cranbourne second, Berwick, Knox, Williamstown, Shepparton, Doncaster and Ringwood there just taking the baton in 8th place. So it's Mentone running strongly at the moment, but don't knock back Cranbourne here at the moment. They're looking like they're going to try and make a bit of a charge. A fair bit of distance there to catch up though, but they're going to give it a go, and Berwick sitting in 3rd as well. So it's Mentone running it through home. They're going to take out first. They're going to stand on top of the podium to get their first gold medal of their little athletics career. Cranbourne in 2nd, Berwick 3rd, Shepparton strong finish for 4th, Williamstown, Doncaster, Knox and Ringwood. Next event on the track is event number 8. This is the under 9 boys, 4x200 metre time final number 1. In lane 1 we have Box Hill, 2 Kyabram, 3 Caulfield, 4 Ringwood, 5 Keilor, 6 Preston Reservoir, 7 Warrnambool, and in lane 8 we have Sandringham B. So if you have just joined us, these are our competitors that were placed 8th to 16th from their regional rounds.
On your mark.
With their seeded times. So we'll just, sometimes the transformation from a grass track to a synthetic track can be a little bit confusing with the colours of the line, colours of the lines, and even the colour of the track for some of our competitors from the country regions. So clean start away this time. Box Hill from the inside, Kyabram, Caulfield, Ringwood, Keilor, Preston Reservoir, Warrnambool and Sandringham B. So a big shout out to our competitors that have travelled probably some of the furthest distances. Warrnambool out in lane 7 and also Kyabram in lane 2. So some strong running at the moment by our athletes in Warrnambool. They've come for a reason from their far distance to run really well, but moving on the inside in the middle 4 lanes as well, you can see a move from Ringwood and Keilor. Also Caulfield too are running very strongly. So the batons have all been received nice and safely here for our competitors in the under 9 boys in time final number 1, making their way around, running their little legs as fast as they possibly can towards their 3rd competitors in this event. But it does look like Sandringham out in lane 8 running very strongly. Keilor in lane 5 moved up on the field as well. They're probably going to pass the baton first, closely followed by Ringwood most likely. So it is Keilor take it first, Ringwood, Sandringham just over Warrnambool, Caulfield, Box Hill and Kyabram in that order. Ringwood starting to make a move on the shoulder of Keilor. They've probably just passed them now. So really strong running by Ringwood as they make their way towards the green cones for the stagger to move in towards the inside 4 lanes as such. So running well is Ringwood at the moment. Tiring a little bit, but he's just going to make it nice and safely towards his fellow competitor. Looks like Caulfield might be next to change. Keilor, Box Hill, Kyabram have moved up on the teams as well. Sandringham also, and Warrnambool. And then last but not least will be our competitors from Preston Reservoir. So coming into the final straight for the last time, it is our athlete from Ringwood running very well at the moment. Caulfield followed behind, and a bit of a jostle there between the 2 competitors from Box Hill and Keilor for 3rd and 4th place as well. But Ringwood will take this one across the line first, around approximately 2 minutes 18. Caulfield, Keilor, Box Hill, Sandringham, Kyabram, Warrnambool and Preston Reservoir. So a great strong there. You can see the finish of the Ringwood athletes. So congratulations go to them in time final number 1 of the under-9 boys. Next event on the track is time final number 2 of the under-9 boys. So this is your fastest 8 competitors from the regional rounds. In lane 1, we have Campbell or Malvern. 2, we have Corio. 3, we have Chelsea. 4, Sandringham. 5, Whittlesea City. 6, Knox. 7, Cranbourne. And in lane 8, we have Essendon.
On your marks. Set. Stand up, boys. Back to the
A
cones.
little bit of unsteadiness there. Looks like at lane 4 from Sandringham. So we will just reset the athletes.
Lane 4, unsteady. On your marks. Set.
So clean start away this time. Some of those pre-race jitters get to some of our athletes, but it's such a bit important job to get the race started nice and clean, which these athletes have done. So very even amongst the field at the moment as we look across the track. Probably Sandringham moved up a little bit, even possibly might have been Whittlesea City that has made some ground moving in towards his first change. So from the left of screen you can see Essendon, Cranbourne, Knox, Whittlesea City, Sandringham, Chelsea, Corio and Campbell Malvern on the far right of screen. So it might have been Chelsea that took the baton possibly there first. And make their way around. We'll probably get a better idea and concept of how the competitors are placed. Running strongly at the moment. Knox on the outside in lane 6. They come through as our second fastest qualifier. Whittlesea City came through as the fastest qualifier in lane 5. Not running as strongly as we might have expected at this stage, but it is Knox that are looking to get to this change nice and quickly, and eagerly awaiting it is a young man there in lane 6. Knox, Cranbourne, Sandringham, Essendon, Whittlesea City, Chelsea, Corio and Camberwell Malvern to round up the field. But it is Knox out in front at the moment. Cranbourne chasing in second. And moving up on the inside at the moment is Sandringham out of lane 4. Doesn't look like that so much now. You can't see them behind the screen at the moment, but you'll see them come into vision just then now. But it is Knox more moving to lane 1, but then realises he has to move back out to probably about lane 4 to pick up the baton. So Knox will take this baton first. Looks like Cranbourne will take it second. Drop the baton, but he's picked it up. Good boy. He's passed it on to his competitor. Cranbourne have made some ground there. Bit of a jostle there to get that inside field. Whittlesea City made a move. Chelsea, Essendon, then Corio as well. So whether that's cost Knox some space in dropping that baton, we'll see. But he's got a bit of space on the inside of the field to possibly move in. He's going to chase down the competitor from Cranbourne out in front. But Cranbourne aren't going to give this one easy. He had his opportunity there and he took it totally. So Cranbourne are going to come across the line, take out first. Great run by Knox in second. Battle on for third. Whittlesea City just snag it over Sandringham. Chelsea, Essendon, Corio, and that might have been Campbell or Malvern. So super effort there for those under-9 boys. This is their first championship event of their little athletics career. And a big shout out to Cranbourne there for running very well, but also to Knox for a great recovery and safely picking up that baton to take a silver medal. Next event on the track is event number 9. This is the under 10 girls 4x200 metres. We do look like we have 8 starters, so we'll introduce the field to you. In lane 1, Ballarat. 2, Geelong B. 3, Mentone. 4, Moorabbin. 5, Coburg. 6, Albury. 7, Berwick. And in lane 8, South Melbourne District.
On your marks.
So as mentioned before, the stadium's starting to fill up now. In front of us, there's not a lot of space left in the front straight seating space, but great for the atmosphere amongst the stadium. Clean starter wave. No, not a clean starter wave. It generally tends to happen when I say that. Too soon. So we do have a break. So we'll just reset the athletes. See if we can get some vision of what that might have been. Might have been lane
8,
4.
first and
Maybe.
final.
No, lane 8 it says. Yep, there we go. We couldn't see that far away, so it might have just been some unsteadiness.
Lane 8, break. First and final.
So just one break to South Melbourne. Bit of a home ground advantage, you could possibly say, but not always the case.
On your marks. Set.
So we do have another break. Just let our starters convene before we get them on their way. So we'll just see if we can pick it up in the replay. Not our area of expertise, but we'll give it a shot. I can't pick it quite, so we'll just let that one be and we'll see how the starters
Lane
go.
7, break. First
So
and
lane
final
7
warning.
and lane 8 have a break. So one each.
On your marks. Set.
And a clean start away this time in this first time final of the under 10 girls. From the inside, we have Ballarat in 1, 2 Geelong, 3 Mentone, 4 Moorabbin, 5 Coburg, 6 Albury, 7 Berwick, and in lane 8 we have South Melbourne District. So running strongly at the moment is probably the athletes from lane 5 in Coburg. They're in the red centre of field at the moment. So South Melbourne also in the red, but they're on the outside closest to screen, coming past in their Commonwealth Bank patch. So it's going to be Coburg that possibly take it first, and then Moorabbin, Geelong, and then possibly one of our outside lanes as well in South Melbourne District. So as they make their way around, it is South Melbourne District running very strongly at the moment, but in the inside of field, it is Coburg coming from lane 5. A little bit of a significant difference of the stagger, which you'll probably see once the baton change gets to be taken. Berwick 2 in lane 7 running very well at the moment, but also Moorabbin in lane 4. So it's going to be, as mentioned, Coburg to take it first. Moorabbin, South Melbourne, Berwick, Mentone, might have then been Albury as well in amongst that mix as well. So making their way around, it is Coburg just slightly in front of Moorabbin on their inside. Moorabbin have just, as I've said that, taken over the shoulder of Coburg. So Moorabbin, as they come past the green cones, will probably be sitting in first place. Coburg not too far behind them, and Mentone starting to making a little bit of a move on the field. They will pass the athletes from Coburg there, chasing down the athletes taking the baton first, but it's Mentone, Moorabbin, Coburg, Berwick, Albury, South Melbourne, we can see Geelong, and then Ballarat. So coming into the final stage of this race, it is Moorabbin still out in front. Mentone closely followed behind, and Coburg there have tried to hold into their third place too. So coming up towards the finish, it is a strong run by Moorabbin here. They're going to take out first in this first time final round, approximately 2 minutes 16. Mentone, Coburg. Might have been Albury there over Berwick, South Melbourne District, Geelong, and Ballarat. So next event on the track is our second time final of the under 10 girls. In lane 1 we have Brighton, 2 Keilor, 3 Bacchus Marsh, 4 Geelong, 5 Sandringham, 6 Diamond Valley, 7 Caulfield, and in lane 8 we have Knox. So just a little bit of information from last year. Our fastest qualified today comes out of lane 4, which is Geelong, closely followed by Bacchus Marsh, who they would have run against at their region event. The third fastest qualifier comes out of lane 6, which is Diamond Valley.
Set.
So nice clean start for these athletes here. We do look like seeing a battle out of Geelong and Bacchus Marsh here. The two went head-to-head last year, with Bacchus Marsh taking the championship event over Geelong. Special mention to Sandringham. Last year finished 13th. Now they come in with one of the fastest seeded times. In actual fact, the 4th seeded time. So they've really moved up a lot in the mix of the athletes in this race. So looking on screen now, it does look like Geelong are possibly going to take the baton first, as mentioned, just over Bacchus Marsh, and then it might have been Keilor or Sandringham there. They did go out of screen, so we couldn't see them there. So making their way around now, it is Geelong sitting out in front. Knox running a strong race out in lane 8 too, but moving up on the field at the moment is Sandringham there, running a strong leg here. So it's Geelong, possibly Knox just in front of Sandringham, but it might not be as we get to the baton change. But it is Geelong wearing those bright orange ribbons that they do love to wear. They're going to take the baton first. It will be Sandringham taking it second, possibly Diamond Valley then third, with a huge high five by a couple of the athletes from Sandringham and Diamond Valley. So Geelong are going to take this one in the lead at the moment. Running well at the moment too is the athletes. It might be from Keilor there on the inside of the field as well. So it's Geelong. They're going to try and bring this one home. They're out for redemption from last year to steal this one from Bacchus Marsh. Keilor take it second, Bacchus Marsh. Or might have been Knox there over Sandringham, Diamond Valley, Caulfield and Brighton. So it's going to be a really good tight tussle for the minor medals there here at the moment. Some strong running by our athletes in this final leg. But it's Geelong coming home well out in front of the rest of their competitors. Second and third is going to be tight, but it does look like Knox just over Keilor. Geelong in first. The long legs of Knox are going to take out second, just over Keilor. Strong finish by Geelong, Sandringham, Bacchus Marsh, Diamond Valley and Caulfield in that approximate order. Keep an eye on Results Hub for the final results of the competitors there. But a great congratulations to our under 10 girls in time final number 2. Next event on the track is the first time final of the under 10 boys, 4x200 metres. In lane 1, Geelong, 2 Cranbourne, 3 Sale, 4 Ballarat, 5 Caulfield B, 6 Coburg, 7 Werribee, and in lane 8 Berwick. So a little bit of assistance for our competitors. It might be their first visit to Lakeside Stadium. So some really great mentoring there by Rob Belly.
On your marks.
One of our starters.
Set.
So clean start away in this first time final of the under 10 boys. Once again from the inside, Geelong, Cranbourne, Sale, Ballarat, Caulfield B, Coburg, Werribee and Berwick. Keep an eye out for Caulfield, ladies and gentlemen. Caulfield B this is. They ran a seeded time of 2 minutes 12.83. They're actually got a strong chance of making the top 5 if they run a strong race like they did at their region event. Their seeded time is only 1 second off 5th. So this next time final we're going to witness in just a short moment, and a great change by them as well. That was very, very efficient. It's probably the key to why they run so well. They obviously practice well, and congratulations go out to their team manager and coaches in really educating them from such a young age to change that baton well. You can sometimes even see adults not even change that cleanly. So Caulfield's starting to move up on the outside of the field, which is Werribee out in lane 7. Caulfield's in 5, Werribee's in 7, if that gives you an idea of the stagger. Caulfield going to take the baton first, just over Ballarat, then Werribee, possibly Sale, Cranbourne, Geelong, Coburg, and Berwick on in lane 8. So out in front at the moment is our athletes from Caulfield. We call it Run for Your Life, and that's what they're doing right now. Chasing them at the moment is the athletes from 4 in Ballarat. On the inside, we can see a bit of tussle between that of Cranbourne and possibly Sale out of lanes 2 and 3. But as they make their way into the inside lanes, we'll see who changes first as they make their way round for the final 200 metres of this event. Coburg, you almost didn't even see that change go through. Ballarat, Sale, Geelong just in front of them. Werribee, Berwick and Coburg all changed nice and clean now. So coming into the final stages of this race, it is our athletes from Caulfield. Ballarat aren't going to let them go too quickly at the moment, so the tussle's on for this. It's going to be an advantage to both of these teams in moving up in the field for the final 8th place. But it is Ballarat that had just snagged this one from Caulfield. Ballarat run across the line in first. Caulfield in second. Sale, Geelong, Werribee. Photo finish will leave that one. It might have been Coburg just over Cranbourne and Berwick. So that's time final number 1. We'll put that one to the side and just keep an eye on how those athletes progress through into the final consolidated results of that event. But a really strong run by Ballarat there. An absolute congratulations to them, but also to Caulfield for their prior performances as well in the lead up to the final stages of that race. Next event on the track is time final number 2 of the under 10 boys. This is event number 10. From lane 1, we have Shepparton, 2 Sandringham, 3 Caulfield, 4 Geelong C, 5 Camberwell Malvern, 6 Knox, 7 Williamstown, and in lane 8 we have Diamond Valley.
On your marks.
Knox from lane 6 are our fastest qualifier, and Geelong in lane 4 we're our second fastest qualifier from the regional rounds.
Set.
So a little bit of history on this one as well. Caulfield out of lane 3, they actually won this event last year, so they were the reigning state champions. Geelong out of lane 4 was second last year, and Knox, who are our fastest qualifiers, were actually third last year. So very interesting to see how this one comes. It's probably one of the hotly contested age groups of the championship, and this event won't let us down. So clean change by Geelong you can see on screen there. Also that of Caulfield in lane 3. Some of the outside lanes we can't see so clearly, but as they make their way towards the half point of this second leg, it is Geelong out in front at the moment. Camberwell Malvern running a strong leg in lane 5, and also Knox in lane 6. We mentioned them before coming through as the fastest qualifiers, and they're going to almost change equally with Geelong possibly. Geelong is going to stretch to get that change. Knox, Camberwell Malvern, possibly Diamond Valley, then Caulfield, Williamstown, Sandringham and Shepparton probably just before them. So Geelong it is at the moment running very strongly, but Knox starting to make some ground on them. Probably only about 1.5 meters behind them. So it's Geelong, Knox on the inside. But it looks like Shepparton too running a really strong race at the moment, as is that of Caulfield too. So Geelong and Knox, not much between them taking that baton. Caulfield, Camberwell Malvern, Diamond Valley, Shepparton, Sandringham and Williamstown. So a little bit of jostling there as they take that baton, but these two are going to go leg for leg as they make their way round towards the final stages of this race. Third's also up for grabs by a couple of centres, possibly Camberwell Malvern about to come into the picture very shortly as well. But it is Geelong. They're not going to let this one go. They came second last year and they want to take first this year. They're going to come across the line in first. Knox, great running, take out second. Campbell Malvern just going to hold off the third over Caulfield in a late dash finish by Diamond Valley, Shepparton, Sandringham and Williamstown. So congratulations goes out to both races in the under 10 boys. Make sure you keep an eye on Results Hub for the consolidated results of that event. Which is the under 10 boys, 4x200 metres. Next event on the track is the girls under 11 4x200 metres. This is time final number 1. Ballarat in lane 1, Echuca Moama in lane 2. Lane 3 is Yarra Rangers. Lane 4, Nuttawading. Lane 5, Diamond Valley. Lane 6, Bacchus Marsh. Williamstown are in lane 7, and in lane 8 we have Sandringham B.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start away for the first time final of the under 11 girls. Running strongly at the moment, centre of field is probably Diamond Valley, might be my pick at the moment. They're going to come up onto the shoulder of their competitors in lane 6, which is Bacchus Marsh. So keep an eye on them to potentially take the baton first, but also strong running by Echuca Moama there in lane 2 as well. So Diamond Valley you can see on screen. They will take the baton first. Echuca Moama, as I mentioned before, second. Then a little bit of a mix between Yarra Rangers possibly and Nuttawading. But still running strong at the moment are the competitors. Probably a great change there also by Sandringham B. Didn't mention them just before. They were out of shot at that first change box, but their athlete here running this second leg is doing a great job at that. It's going to be tight to see who changes first. Probably a little bit different. Diamond Valley got a bit of a different change space area, but it is Sandringham, Diamond Valley, Nuttawading. Take your pick out of the 3. Yarra Rangers, Echuca Moama thereafter. So as they get their way to make their way towards the second half of this third leg, it does look like Diamond Valley might just have a slight edge over, well, possibly Sandringham over Diamond Valley, then Nuttawading. Looks like our competitor from Williamstown ready to go there. I think that's Macy from Williamstown, if I can identify her clearly. But Sandringham take that first. Diamond Valley, then Nuttawading. From the inside, it would have been Echuca Moama running strongly. But it is Diamond Valley. They don't want to give this one up too soon. So it's Diamond Valley and Sandringham running very strongly at the moment. The rest of the field mixing it up in the background as well. So Diamond Valley, nothing much to worry about here. They're going to take out first in this first time final. Strong finish by Bacchus Marsh at the moment, coming into shot in just a moment. Sandringham and a super finish there by Williamstown as well to take out fourth. Nuttawading, Yarra Rangers and Sandringham. Echuca Moama, my apologies. And also Ballarat. So that's time final number 1 of 2 in the under 11 girls, 4x200 metres. Next event on the track is the under 11 girls, time final number 2, 4x200 metres. So this is the top 8 competitors from the regional qualifying rounds. From lane 1 we have Berwick, 2 Albury, 3 Sandringham C, 4 Cranbourne, 5 Sandringham, 6 Knox, 7 Box Hill, and in lane 8 we have Keilor. Sandringham out of lane 3, Sandringham C that is, come in as our fastest qualifier. They were actually 5th last year in this event for this particular, for their age group as under 10s. Sandringham A were actually 1st last year in this age group.
On your marks.
So some great depth of under 11 competitors at Sandringham in this age group.
Set.
So clean start away for these under 11 girls in the 4x200 metres. This is time final number 2. Running strongly at the moment, as we expected, is Sandringham. There's 2 of the teams. Both of them are probably the 2nd and 3rd fastest qualifiers. So they come down towards the stages. I do apologise. I might actually even say Sandringham A or C. We'll just say them Sandringham just to keep the peace on picking which team of which is the fastest competitor. But they might change first, but it could even be an outside team in that of possibly Keilor that changed just before them. So Keilor look like they are sitting in first at the moment, but running 2 at the moment strongly is that of Box Hill and Sandringham. So Sandringham moving well. They're going to possibly change first, but Box Hill's got a bit of a late surge at this moment, heading towards their 3rd competitor. So Sandringham, then Box Hill, Keilor, then it might be the 2nd Sandringham team, Albury, Berwick and Cranbourne in that order. So 3rd competitors running very well at the moment in this leg of the 4x200 metres. Sandringham starting to put the jets on over in the back straight at the moment as they come into that crossover zone. So it does look like the longer legs of Sandringham are going to take the baton first. Then it might be Box Hill, Berwick, possibly Keilor, Knox, Albury and Cranbourne too. So it's absolutely on for these final stages of this race. It's an exciting age group to watch in the under 11 girls as they make their way through. Sandringham are holding on at the moment in 1st place. Keilor running strongly in 2nd. Box Hill aren't going to give up too much in 3rd. They should stay in that order. It will be Sandringham that take it across the line in 1st. Box Hill, Keilor, Knox, Cranbourne, Berwick, the 2nd Sandringham team, and Albury rounding up the field. So congratulations to our under 11 girls, 4x200 metres. Just going to bounce back quickly. We mentioned before the under 10 boys, how hotly contested that event was. So when we look at our results now, they are available on Results Hub. So that's lavic.resultshub.com.au. Geelong C won that one in 2:01.91. So they were in that 2nd time final. I think the team we wanted to look out for was the athletes in the 2nd time final. So Geelong then Knox was 2nd. Campbell Malvern took out 3rd and Diamond Valley 4th. It might have been that Caulfield
On your mark.
team that then took 5th. Next event on the track, though, is the under 11 boys, event 12. So we'll introduce the field to you quickly now. From lane 1, we have Horsham, 2 Shepparton, 3
Set.
Cranbourne, 4 Diamond Valley, 5 Box Hill,
Standing up,
6
boys.
Yarra
Take
Rangers,
your turns.
7 Geelong B, and in lane 8, Berwick.
Lane 3, unsteady. On your marks. Set.
So a nice clean start for the under 11 boys. Time final number 1 of 2. And running well at the moment probably is Box Hill out of lane 5 in the centre of field. They're doing a great job just to catch up to the shoulder of the Yarra Rangers athletes in lane 6. As we watch the vision now of these baton changes, you do see Geelong also running well. So Box Hill possibly might take the baton first over Diamond Valley. We can see on screen Cranbourne, Shepparton, a little bit of a jostle there to take that one, and Horsham then in lane 1 on the inside. But it is Geelong running very well at the moment out in lane 7. Diamond Valley starting to make a move up on the field there out of lane 4, and Box Hill in 5. Going to try and catch him now. This is a great run by this competitor here in Diamond Valley for this second leg. He's got to put his team into first for this third change. So Diamond Valley, Geelong, Box Hill, Berwick, Yarra Rangers, Cranbourne, Horsham and Shepherd are going to really fight it out for those minor places in this race. So Diamond Valley still running very well at the moment. Box Hill 2 digging deep to give their final competitor the best opportunity to finish off here. I don't know if you can see it here, but you can. The wind in the back straight is nice and strong. It's a bit of a swirly wind. We can see the flags at the front straight really giving evidence to that. So Diamond Valley do take that baton first and will make their way just in front of, it might be Geelong, but also Box Hill moving around into that mix as well. So Diamond Valley being chased down by Geelong and Box Hill in actual fact. So Box Hill running a great leg here. This competitor has done a great job to move up on the field and really give them an opportunity to move up further out of 8th in and amongst the field. So it was Box Hill, Diamond Valley, Geelong, Yarra Rangers, Horsham strong finish, Cranbourne, Berwick and Shepparton. Next event on the track is the boys under 11, time final number 2 of the 4x200 metres. In lane 1 we have Mentone, 2 Keilor, 3 Caulfield, 4 Knox, 5 Geelong, 6 Campbell Malvern, 7 Craigieburn, and in lane 8 we have Werribee. Knox are our fastest qualifiers, coming in, they see a time of 1:59.41, so do expect this one to go under 2 minutes. With probably about 3 or possibly 4 teams. We'll just see how they fare. So Campbell Malvern come in with probably the 4th fastest seeded time. Now, sadly, they were disqualified last year, so will probably be back up for a bit of redemption in this event today. So do expect them to pop into the mix of medal.
On your marks.
Mix of the medals at some point today.
Set.
A little bit further information on this one. Mentone were actually first, so they're the reigning champions in this event. Knox, as we mentioned before, the fastest qualifiers was 2nd last year, so they're really going to want to take this one out of the hands of the rest of the field. But running strong at the moment is Craigieburn. The athlete there is running a great leg here to give his team a great opportunity to move into first place probably in the second leg at the moment. So taking possibly, it might be Caulfield from lane 3 that might have taken the baton first from as far as we can see on screen, but Craigieburn probably would have been just in front of them. So making their way now into the second stage of this second leg, it is Craigieburn still out in front at the moment. Running strongly on the outside, Werribee running a great leg, as well as his Geelong in lane 5. Campbell Malvern 2, and Knox starting to move up on the field in lane 4. So Craigieburn are just going to change first in front of Geelong. Knox, Werribee, Campbell Malvern, Caulfield, Mentone and Keilor in that order. So Craigieburn do expect the rest of the competitors start to peg them back a little bit now. Geelong's almost on that, as is the athletes out in lane 8 and Werribee as well. But we do start to see a bit of a surge here from Caulfield. It might be there on the inside of the field. So it's going to be possibly Caulfield that will change first. Caulfield, Geelong, Knox, Craigieburn, maybe just after Mentone, then Werribee, Campbell, Malvern. The minor places are going to be really challenged here for this event. The mix of the athletes is absolutely phenomenal as they come into the last 100 metres. But holding off in front at the moment still is the athletes from Caulfield. Knox aren't going to let this one go at all. And they're being cheered very loudly from the crowd. So it's going to be Knox Going to hold on to first for this one. Caulfield will have to hurry home for second. Werribee third. Mentone, Geelong, Camberwell, Malvern, Craigieburn and Keilor. So that was a really great race there. Probably the race of the day so far for finishers in the second time final. So congratulations go out to those competitors. Next event on the track is event 13. This is 13 of 74, so it's a long day ahead for us up here in commentary and live stream, and also for our families as well. So bear with us with the sanity. That might become insanity by the end of the day. So event number 13, you can see the start list on screen. In lane 1, Bendigo, 2, Caulfield B, 3, Doncaster, 4, Knox, 5, Mornington, 6, Werribee, 7, Warrnambool, and in lane 8, Diamond Valley.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start away in this event number 13, the under 12 girls 4x200 metres. Once again, this is time final number 1 of 2. And we have Bendigo from 1, Caulfield in 2, Doncaster in 3, Knox in 4, Mornington in 5, Werribee in 6, Warrnambool in 7, and Diamond Valley in lane 8. So running strongly at the moment, you can see second left of screen is Warrnambool, running a great race at the moment, as is that of Mornington. First time I've seen them today. Does look like Doncaster might take the baton first, closely followed by Mornington, as we can see on screen. Knox and Bendigo also making their way around the track. But a great run at the moment there by the athlete from Diamond Valley at the moment out in lane 8. She sort of zoomed past her competitor from Warrnambool there. Werribee finishing off strong in this second leg too, so they may even come into the baton change possibly close to first, just over Diamond Valley. So it's going to be Werribee, Diamond Valley, Mornington, possibly Caulfield just before them as well. But this is the third leg we're looking at now, just one to go. They will make their way towards the crossover zone where the green cones are placed in the back straight, which is just about now for that first competitor. They move their way down. Waving fiercely are their final runners, waiting to get the baton to give their team the best opportunity for a final result. So it's Diamond Valley that will take that first. Caulfield second, Mornington, Werribee, Warrnambool, and Caulfield, I think it might have been there as well. So the minor places are up for grabs in this one here. Leading out in front at the moment, we mentioned before, Diamond Valley, but being chased down. Absolute phenomenal run there by the competitor from, I think it might be Knox. Mornington and Werribee also in that mix. So these girls are going to really bring it home. It's actually Doncaster running very well, and I think if I know who that might be, this competitor can dig really well and deep. So she does take that one out first for her team. So well done to Doncaster, Mornington, Diamond Valley, Werribee, Caulfield, Warrnambool, Bendigo, and Knox. Next event on the track is time final number 2 of the girls under 12, 4x200 metres. In lane 1, we have Box Hill, 2, Whittlesea City, 3, Cranbourne, 4, Brighton, 5, Caulfield, 6, Berwick, 7, Mentone, and in lane 8, we have Geelong. Fastest qualifiers come out of lane 6, which is Berwick, closely followed by Cranbourne and Caulfield. Now, keep an eye out for Berwick and Cranbourne. They did compete against each other at region, so do expect possibly a little bit of a challenge also from Caulfield. They're not too far behind them in their seeded times. And Berwick and Cranbourne would have pushed each other significantly at their region events.
Set.
So nice clean start for this event here. Running well at the moment is probably that of Berwick out in lane 6. So Berwick running strong in this first leg at the moment. Moved on the outside of Mentone and now about Geelong over there on the outside. So Berwick most likely in a clean change will take that one first. Then we've probably got Caulfield and Brighton as well as Cranbourne, possibly just before Brighton. But it is Berwick out in front. Geelong digging deep at the moment out of lane 8 to make some ground on the Berwick athlete. But it's Berwick running strongly. Not too far behind at the moment is the athletes in Brighton and Cranbourne out of lanes 3 and 4. So it is going to be Berwick that take this one first. Caulfield, Brighton, Geelong, Mentone, Cranbourne just before them, Box Hill and Whittlesea City. So still running very well at the moment are the athletes from Berwick, and also possibly it might be Caulfield as well, just a shy bit in front at the moment. Caulfield are going to change first. We did mention that before. Berwick, possibly Cranbourne, then Geelong, Mentone, Box Hill and Whittlesea City. So as they round it out to the change, it does look like first and second might be clean cut. Third's going to be an absolute race on. There's a few athletes there vying for a bronze medal here in the final stages of this race, but it looks like that one currently sitting in third is going to hold on. So the tussle's on for first place. Caulfield just over Berwick. Caulfield going to hold this one off, take first place over Berwick. Third place will go to, I think it might be Brighton, Cranbourne, Mentone, Geelong, Box Hill and Whittlesea City. Next event on the track is the under-12 boys. This is time final number 1 of 2 in the 4x200 metres. In lane 1, we have Western Country Region, 2 Mentone, 3 Collingwood, 4 Oakley, 5 Berwick, 6 Whittlesea City, 7 Werribee, and in lane 8 we have Mornington B.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start away in this time final number 1 of 2 in the under-12 boys from the inside. Western Country Region, 2 Mentone, 3 Collingwood, 4 Oakley, 5 Berwick, 6 Whittlesea City, 7 Werribee, and in lane 8 Mornington. So strong running at the moment by the athletes from Oakley out of lane 4. They're possibly going to get to this mountain change first. We'll see how we go. So it is going to be Oakley in first. Mentone not too far after. Western Country Region also running well, as is that of Collingwood out of lane 3. So Berwick do come in with our fastest seeded time for this event, but it is Oakley that are outshining them currently at the moment in the earlier stages or the halfway point of this race. So Oakley sitting in first, Western Country Region sitting in second. And some strong running at the moment, probably by Whittlesea City there in lane 6 at the moment, moving up on the group. But it'll be Oakley, possibly just over Western Country Region, that'll take that one first. Bit of a mixed bag for the rest as they all really change very closely together. But it is at the moment Oakley leading over Western Country Region. Mentone starting to close in on Western Country Region at the moment, and running too strong at the moment, making some ground is Berwick out there in lane 5. So as they come past the crossover zone, it is Oakley still out in front, Mentone chasing. And as I mentioned before, Berwick starting to make a bit of a late charge in the second half of this race. So Oakley will take this one first. Nice clean change by them. Mentone, Berwick, Whittlesea City, Collingwood, Mornington, Western Country Region, and then Werribee. So coming into the final stage, the last 100 metres of this event in time final number 1, it is Oakley running very well. They've led from the start and really run it through to the finish. So Oakley will take out first in this one, coming across the line. Unofficial time of 1:56. Mentone second, Berwick third. Whittlesea City will hold off just for fourth over Collingwood. Werribee late dash over Mornington. And then Western Country Region rounding up the field in this first time final of the under-12 boys. Next event on the track is event 14. This is the under-12 boys, 4x200 metre time final number 2. This is the second time final, so the top 8 competitors in this age group as a result of their region qualifying rounds. Great turnout today. We've only probably had one vacant lane in all the events to date. So we do have a full field. Athletes from lane 1, we have Ringwood, 2 Caulfield, 3 Keilor, 4 Sandringham, 5 Bendigo, 6 Camberwell Malvern, 7 Nuttawading, and in lane 8 we have Geelong. So Bendigo out of lane 5 are our fastest qualifiers. Closely followed by Sandringham, who are our outgoing state championships from 2022-23.
Set.
Nice clean start for the athletes here in this second time final on the under-12 boys. Wasting no time is the athlete out in lane 6. That's Camberwell Malvern, running very strong in the very prominent red shorts and socks that they do wear. Sandringham too are running very strongly. That's the taller figure of the group, running very well along the back straight, just passing the competitor from Bendigo on his outside shoulder. But it does look like Camberwell Malvern are going to sneak this baton change just possibly in front of Sandringham, very close. Bendigo, Keilor, Ringwood, and Caulfield too. Just a bit of a later change there for Caulfield. But coming in to the second half of the second leg, Camberwell Malvern still running strongly at the moment. Sandringham too. Bendigo starting to make a move on the competitors here. Do expect them to come into this change second after Sandringham. Sandringham will take it first, just in front of Bendigo, Camberwell Malvern, Nuttawading, Keilor, Geelong, Ringwood and Caulfield. So great leg now for these athletes running the third leg of this event. Move just past the stag now. It is Sandringham still just out in front at the moment. Just over Bendigo, Camberwell Malvern and Nuttawading too running very strong on the outside part of this race. But it's Sandringham will take it first. Bendigo second. Camberwell, Nuttawading, take your pick. Keilor, Caulfield, Ringwood. So only 110 metres to go at the moment, but is out in front at the moment, Bendigo. They were the fastest qualifiers for a reason, and it's a really outstanding effort for them to come here today, all the way from Bendigo, to run such a straight race. So it's Bendigo going to take this one out in first. Really strong and late finish by Camberwell Malvern in second. Sandringham third, Nuttawading, Caulfield great finish, Keilor, Geelong and Ringwood. That rounds out the field in our under-12 boys 4x200 metre final. Next event on the track is event number 15. This is the under 16 ladies, 4x200 metres. We do have 3 starters in this race. This is the total portion of the field. We did only have 11 qualifiers at region, so this is where it gives the fastest competitors the second time final. So still a great opportunity for some of these teams to move up the field for a consolidated finish position. So from lane 1 we have Craigieburn, 2 Cranbourne and 3 Mentone.
Set.
So clean start away in this race. Mentone probably expect to be potentially the faster of the 3 based on seeded times, but it is very even at the moment between the competitors. Probably can't pick a leader at the moment and do expect them to change very closely to at the same time when they get to the second competitor here. So watching the screen now, we did say that. So Mentone possibly just in front of Cranbourne, and at the same time we would have had Craigieburn as Cranbourne. So making their way round to the halfway point of the second leg. Running still strongly at the moment is the athletes from Mentone. Cranbourne possibly just going to sneak up over a shoulder as they come in towards the second change to their third runners. So it's going to be Cranbourne just over Craigieburn and then Mentone. So Cranbourne just slightly still in front of Craigieburn, but starting to make some ground as well is the athlete from Mentone as well. The athletes will move into the stagger. They don't have too far to go to move into the inside lanes. They are only running out of 3, so they'll pretty much stay exactly where they are. But a really great charge and finish by the Mentone athlete here into the final stages. So we've got Mentone and Cranbourne probably changing at exactly the same time. Craigieburn in third. So moving in towards the inside lane, you'd hope to see the Mentone athlete move. But it is at the moment still Cranbourne, Craigieburn and Mentone. So a nice strong finish by the Cranbourne athlete. She's probably opened up this lead by another metre here. She's going to race the clock down home here to try and move up a little bit in the consolidated results. 2:01 approximately. Craigieburn in second and Mentone in third. Next event on the track is event number 15. This is the girls under 16 4x200 metre event. In lane 1 we have Knox, 2 Ballarat, 3 Caulfield, 4 Keilor, 5 Sandringham, 6 Waverley, 7 Williamstown, and in lane 8 we have Coburg. Fastest qualifiers come out of lane 5, that's Sandringham, with Keilor and Waverley as second and third fastest qualifiers. Sandringham are the reigning champions in this event, so do expect them to run a very strong race. They're probably around about 6 seconds fast based on seeded times to their fellow competitors. So a strong unit in itself is Sandringham. Ballarat, a bit of a special mention to them. They came second last year, so there's every possibility that they will challenge for one of the minor medal places, irrespective of being qualified as the 7th or 8th qualifier in this race.
Set.
So clean start away in this second time final of the under 16 girls. Running well at the moment is probably that of Caulfield at the moment as they move their way along the back straight. So very probably well spaced out already, these competitors moving in to the first change. So it's probably Caulfield and Sandringham that change first. Ballarat and Sandringham that change first then. Ballarat might just be on, but running strongly out in lane 5 is Sandringham. Ballarat going to be coming right up onto their shoulders. Remember, there is a stagger that does separate them. And it is by a couple of lanes, so they're going to probably change relatively close to the same time. So Sandringham just over Ballarat. Then we'll have Keilor, Waverley, Caulfield, Williamstown, Coburg and Knox in that order. So Sandringham's still out in front at the moment. Long legs of Ballarat really trying to chase her down at the moment. It's going to make it for a really great race at the final stages of this event. But it's Sandringham at the moment. Pass the baton first. Ballarat not too far after in second. Then we've got Keilor, Waverley, Caulfield, Knox, Williamstown just after that as well. So it is Sandringham running very strongly at the moment in the final stages of this race. Sandringham are going to make their way through to take out the gold medal. Not too far behind at all is Ballarat, so a big congratulations to them for running a strong race. Third place is up for grabs, and it's just going to be the Caulfield athletes sneaking up on the inside of Keilor, Waverley, Williamstown, Coburg and Knox. Next event on the track is event number 16. This is the boys under 16 4x200 metres. 3 starters in this event. Once again, similar to the girls, we had 11 teams qualify from the regional qualifying rounds. So we will feature our fastest 8 competitors in time final number 2. In lane 1, we have Melton City. Lane 2, Pakenham B. And in lane 3, Yarra Rangers.
Lane 2, back to the cone, thank you. On your marks. Set. Stand up. Back to the cones. On your marks. Set.
Clean start away this time in this first time final of the under 16 boys, 4x200 metres. Running strongly at the moment is the athlete from Yarra Rangers. Probably off to a really great lead, but being chased down by Melton City at the moment from lane 1. So make their way to this first baton change. You will see most likely Melton City, probably just over Yarra Rangers, will take the baton first. Pakenham will take the baton third. So nice clean changes by all the teams there, which is a great start. So making their way round to the straight, which is the second half of the second leg. It is Yarra Rangers out in front at the moment. Maybe a bit of a surge here to get the baton there as early as they possibly can to their third runner. So third runner takes the baton clear for Yarra Rangers. Melton City and also Pakenham now. So make their way round in the third leg at the moment. Melton City starting to make a bit of a move on Yarra Rangers, and they might just take the lead here heading in to the final competitor for this event. So it's Melton City in first, Yarra Rangers in second, and Pakenham currently sitting in third. So Melton City will take the baton first, Yarra Rangers second, and Pakenham not too far behind in third. So on the inside screen, you just see Pakenham take that baton nice and safely. So they'll be running very strongly now in the final leg. Melton City started to kick home. They've really stretched this one out, probably by about 25, 30 metres now it is. So it'll be Melton City taking that one out in first, Yarra Rangers in second, and a nice strong finish now by the athlete from Pakenham to take out third place in the under-16 boys 4x200 metre time final number 1. Next event on the track. Just checking to make sure we have the competitors. Starting from lane 2, we have Pakenham, 3 Keilor, 4 Waverley, 5 Albury, 6 Keilor B, 7 Williamstown, and in lane 8 we have Box Hill. So some exciting news for this particular race. Team coming out of lane 6. Lane 3, my apologies. Keilor A have actually got a pending Victorian best performance. It's the first one of today. That was run at the region round. So I'm not going to guess the names of the athletes, but do expect them to challenge that Victorian best performance that they've already set at their regional round today here at the state championships. So they do come through as the fastest qualifiers out of lane 3, closely followed by Waverley in 4. As we mentioned before, they've really got some great representation in some of the senior age groups here from Waverley. And Keilor B, in actual fact, for our third fastest qualifiers in this age group. So pretty phenomenal to have 8 competitors in the under-16 age group running in the, the top, I guess you would say 12 of the state. So pretty impressive.
On your marks. Set. Stand up. Lane 3 break. First and final warning. On your marks. Set.
So clean start away this time in this under-16 boys 4x200 metres time final number 2. Running strongly at the moment, the athletes from Waverley and Keilor, as well as those from Albury out in lane 5 as well. So making their way to the second competitors. We'll keep an eye here on who's going to get a baton first. Could actually be Keilor, just over Albury, then Waverley. So running strongly at the moment. All competitors here from this under-16 age group. We do start to see a little bit of the representation from Keilor here in this Victorian best performance team unit they've got going. Box Hill on the outside running strong as well, but Williamstown too moving up and amongst the mix in lane 7. So it's going to be Keilor that take this one clean as first. Nice clean changing. Williamstown, possibly Box Hill, then the second Keilor team, Albury, Waverley and Pakenham. So it is Keilor surging ahead at the moment. They've got probably a good 30, 40 metres in front of their next competitor as they make their way in towards the final stages. Clean white flag at the moment for this event. Keilor take the baton first. Williamstown. Keilor number 2. Box Hill, Albury and Waverley, followed by Pakenham. But it is this team, what a unit they are. Keep in mind that its Victorian best performance time is actually, in actual fact, 1:36.34. Watch the clock. I think they're going to smash it out of the park once again. Congratulations go to Keilor, number 1 for a reason. Waverley in second. Keilor B, another top performance, take out bronze. Box Hill hold on for 4th over Waverley. Then a late finish by Albury as well. And finally, across the line, we have Pakenham. So great performances by those teams. An absolute outstanding effort by Keilor, who have not only once but twice broken the Victorian best performance in this event. Next event on the track is event number 17. This is the under 17 girls. This is our second season of under 17s, and they're incredibly well presented as well at our championship event. So we've got 4 starters in this race. Might have a vacant lane in 2. So there is 3 starters in this race. We had 4 on the start list. So without further ado, we'll introduce the field to you. From lane 1, we have Cranbourne. Lane 3, Keilor. And in lane 4, Western Metro Region.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start away from the inside. We have Cranbourne in lane 1, Keilor in lane 3, and Western Metro in lane 4. So running well at the moment is Keilor, probably in 3, but it is quite even, keeping in mind we don't have a lane 2. So lane 2 is scratched. So probably only our second no-show for today. So as they make their way to that first change, we'll just see who's going to get that first. It could be probably Keilor just over Western Metro Region, and then closely followed by Cranbourne as well. So running well at the moment is the athlete from Western Metro Region. She's probably got a little bit more of a lead now, so made up some ground there over Keilor, and Cranbourne to have caught up to the field. So it is Western Metro running very strongly at the moment. They're going to pass the baton first in this third leg. Cranbourne and then Keilor. So make their way around now for this third change. We will make our way into the fourth change with around about 300 metres to run of this event. So it is Cranbourne in front at the moment. Keilor have moved into second and Western Metro in third. So Cranbourne take that one first over Keilor and Western Metro Region.
The quorum is now open for event number 22. The quorum is now open.
So it's very close here for these competitors here in 1 and 2 at the moment as they take it down to the line. But Cranbourne has just passed over the shoulder of Keilor. He's going to bring it down to the line with a really strong finish. Keilor should hold on to second, but a really strong finish here by the Western Metro athlete in third. Made up some significant ground, but it will be Cranbourne taking it first. Keilor did a hurry at home before she's snagged on the line by Western Metro. Just holds off for second. Western Metro in third. That's time final number 1 of 2 in the under-17 girls. Next event on the track is the time final number 2 of the under-17 girls, 4x200 metres. In lane 1, we have Knox, 2 Altona, 3 Caulfield, 4 Mentone, 5 Whittlesea City, 6 Sandringham, 7 Ringwood, and in lane 8, Gippsland Country Region. Lane 3, represented by Caulfield, already have a Victorian best performance, similar to the boys we mentioned before. They broke the Victorian best performance, or broke the Victorian record at their region event.
On your marks.
So pending their result today, they will most definitely have a Victorian best performance for this event. Let's just see if they can better it here at Lakeside Stadium today.
Set.
So clean start for the athletes here in this second time final of the under-17 girls. We did mention before that Caulfield have the Victorian best performance pending for this race, and they're running very strongly at the moment along the back straight. Sandringham too are running very well. They came in with the third fastest qualifying time, but don't dismiss Whittlesea City in this event as well. They actually won this event in 22-23, and Gippsland Country Region actually was second last year. So it's going to be really up for the mix here in place getters as they make their way towards the halfway point of this race. Out in lane 6, running very well at the moment, is their athlete from Sandringham, but making up some ground on the field probably will be Caulfield, who changed the baton first, just in front of Sandringham. Whittlesea City, mentioned them before, don't deny them a place on the podium if you can. Mentone, not too far behind. Knox, Ringwood, Altona, and Gippsland Country Region also there. So they make their way down the back straight, heading towards their final leg of this event. Great run here by these third competitors in this race, but it is going to be Jazz Firth that's going to take the baton for Caulfield. Don't expect the girls to catch her here, but they're going to run hard and try and make their way to get some ground here. Final competitors taking their change there, but it is Jazz from Caulfield running very strongly at the moment towards this Victorian best performance time. Let's see if they can better it here, Caulfield. Running very, very well. Sandringham holding on for second. Really late finish by Mentone for third. 1:49 approximately, so they're going to be damn close to that Victorian best performance. If they didn't break it, it's an outstanding effort all the same. Knox in for fourth, Gippsland Country Region, Knox, Altona and Ringwood. Next event on the track is the boys under 17 time final 1 of 1. So this is just the one for the under 17 boys. And without further ado, we also have another pending Victorian best performance in this race. So we've had 3 out of 4 really in the last couple of races. So this is event number 18. In lane 2, we have Gippsland Country Region. 2, we have Keilor. 4, we'll start that one again. In 2, we have Gippsland Country Region. 3, we have Keilor. 4, Western Metro Region. 5, Caulfield.
On your
6,
marks.
Geelong. 7, Berwick. And in lane 8, we have Craigieburn. Keilor are the reigning champions in this event, and they are also the current Victorian best performance holders from their region event. They ran a time of 1:34.
Set.
So I didn't quite capture that one, but let's have a bit of, looked a little bit interesting there from some of the replay area. I can't pick it, but I'm sure our very astute starters will be able to.
Lane 4, unfair start.
So lane 4, it looks like they might have had an unfair start. That's what the announcement was. So I'll get a second shot at it this time.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start away this time. Athletes from 2, GCR. 3, Keilor. 4, Western Metro. 5, Caulfield. 6, Geelong. 7, Berwick. And in lane 8, Craigieburn. So as they make their way around the back straight, it is a strong running Berwick at the moment. The unit is running incredibly well for this first leg of the race. So Berwick there, you can see Geelong, but also Caulfield. Keilor just changed now. Western Metro reaching for a change here before they run out of space, and also Gippsland Country Region in lane 2. But as they make their way around, it is, you can start to see Keilor make their move on the rest of the field, but Geelong surging forward too from lane 5, or 6 it is. So it's Geelong attempting to really rattle the boat here for Keilor, but Keilor take the baton first. Geelong, Caulfield, Berwick, Craigieburn, Western Metro, GCR as well. So Keilor really starting to surge ahead now here. Obviously a reason why they have a Victorian best performance in this event. We'll see how they go to beat that time as well. Keep a watch on the clock as we get towards the latter stages of 1:34. So Keilor take the baton first. It's going to be, they should be under it, be able to run that time close to. Berwick takes second, Caulfield, Geelong, Western Metro and GCR. But it is Keilor running very strongly at the moment. Their final competitor is really putting in a really concerted effort here to smash this Victorian best performance. They ran at their region time. Keep an eye on the clock. He has 2, but it might just be shy. We'll see how they go. Keilor take out first. Caulfield second. Berwick third. Geelong. Western Metro region. And GCR just rounding up the field. Next event on the track is event number 19. This is the under 13 girls. Oh, sorry, I apologise. Actually, the mixed under 13. So this is the first of our mixed 4x200 metre events. So shout out to the boys as well as the girls. In lane 1, we have Williamstown, 2 Mentone, 3 Keilor, 4 Caulfield, 5 Bendigo, 6 Whittlesea City, 7 Essendon, and in lane 8 we have Campbell Malvern.
Set.
Nice clean start away for the athletes here. Keilor off to a great start, as well as Bendigo. They're out in lane 5 as well. So we'll see as they make their way along the back straight in this first leg. Bendigo running a really convincingly strong race at the moment. Enough to probably say that they will and they should be changing the baton first once they get over. So Bendigo, you can see on screen here, they'll take the baton first. Second might even be as much as the athletes from Caulfield, and then possibly even Williamstown in that mix. So Bendigo still running strong at the moment. Making some ground at the moment is Whittlesea City out in lane 6, but also Essendon, we can see the male competitor there in 7 moving up on the field. So a bit of a mix here how people do it. Some have girls start, some have boys start. So we'll see how they go, but you will generally expect the boys to finish up and round up this race. So it's Bendigo that will take the baton first. Whittlesea City will take it second, just possibly over Caulfield, Essendon, Keilor, Campbell, Malvern, Mentone and Williamstown. So Bendigo still out in front at the moment. Whittlesea City trying to make some ground on them now, with Caulfield and Essendon 2 running really convincing races at the moment. So it's Bendigo still running strong at the moment, making some ground, is starting to make some ground is Whittlesea City. And also then on the inside as well at the moment is Caulfield, who've moved into the inside lanes just to make up a little bit of ground on the distance run. So Bendigo first, Whittlesea City possibly might have taken it just from them as well. So Whittlesea City currently in first, Bendigo in second, a really strong finish at the moment. Also the athlete sitting in third at the moment from Caulfield. Essendon not too far behind, as is Keilor, Campbell, Malvern, Mentone and Williamstown. Whittlesea City, they might run out of some legs here in this final stage of this race, but could even be Caulfield that take the honours here. Caulfield are going to snag this one from Bendigo. Whittlesea City, Keilor, Essendon, Campbell, Malvern, Mentone and Williamstown. So they're your final competitors in time final number 1 of the under 13 mixed 4x200 metres.
Quick call out to
Next event on the track is the time final number 2 of under 13s, mixed 4x200 metres. In lane 1, Pakenham, 2 Werribee, 3 Geelong, 4 Waverley, 5 Diamond Valley, 6 Knox, 7 Ballarat, and in lane 8, Berwick.
On your marks. Set.
Nice clean start for the athletes here in the second time final of the 4x200 metre mixed for under 13s. Fastest qualifier in this event comes from lane 6 in Knox, so do expect them to run really well and strong at the moment. So you can see them they're obviously sitting there just about probably to change over first, probably just a shy bit in front of Ballarat, but Geelong in that mix too, as well as Waverley, Diamond Valley, Werribee and Pakenham as well. So all close between each centre in that first changeover space. Now Knox are the reigning champions of this event, so they're not going to let this one down too easily. So really strong representation from Knox in a lot of the relay events we have had this weekend. Ballarat 2 is running strongly at the moment out in lane 7. So between the two of them, that'll be who changes first. We'll just see how they go. Waverley might have snuck in there. No, Knox. Waverley, probably not as a clean change for Ballarat. Diamond Valley, Geelong, Pakenham and Werribee. But it is Knox starting to surge ahead. Waverley trying to make some ground, and Diamond Valley 2 running very strongly to out of lane 5. So it is going to be, Diamond Valley might just take over the shoulder of Waverley there, but it is Knox cleanly out in front, heading towards the last change of this event. So Knox will take it first, Diamond Valley, Waverley. Ballarat, I think, might have been next. Yes, they are. Pakenham, Geelong, Werribee and Berwick. So it is Knox going to fly home in this one here. Keep an eye on the clock. The Victorian best performance for this event is 1:46.09, set by Moorabbin in 2014. Knox are going to have a decent crack at this one here, and they might just get it. Let's keep an eye on photo finish later for that one in the consolidated results for this event. Diamond Valley takes second, Ballarat third, just over Waverley. It might have been Geelong next by Werribee, Berwick and Pakenham. So that's the under 13s, 4x200 metre mixed. Time final number 2. Next event on the track is event number 20. This is the under 14s mixed 4x2. We have 2 time finals featured today. This is the first of the 2. In lane 1 we have Shepparton, 2 Western Country Region, 3 Sandringham, 4 Nuttawading, 5 Doncaster, 6 Melton City, 7 Bacchus Marsh, and in lane 8 we have Sale.
On your marks. Set.
Clean start away in this first of 2 time finals for the under 14s, mixed 4x200 metres. Running well at the moment, centre of field is probably Melton City running a great leg. So the female competitor there from Melton City is running well, but also we can see moving in the mix is Nuttawading. They're from lane 4, but just past Doncaster from lane 5 on their outside. So as they come into that change there, for the first time, probably could be Nuttawading, but the outside competitors we can't see so much. So move past the field. At the moment, we've got our competitors there out in front in Melton City running very well. So it's Melton City, and even on the outside, Sales putting in a decent effort as well. But moving up on the field on the inside as well, also we have is Sandringham and Nuttawading, which won't come into shot just yet, but they will in a brief moment. Sandringham especially running a strong leg. Melton City, Sales, Sandringham, Bacchus Marsh, probably Nuttawading, then Doncaster, Western Country Region and Shepparton too. So as they make their way around in this third leg at the moment, it is still Mountain City out in front. Sandringham making some ground out of lane 3 too, as well as Doncaster in 5 and Bacchus Marsh that were in 7. So they're going to come into that final change. Mountain City take that one first. It's going to be Sandringham, then Doncaster, Bacchus Marsh, Nuttawading, Sale. But Mountain City running very well at the moment here. Hope the competitor makes the best of her advantage to move the inside lanes as the male competitor starts to zoom on her out inside. But Doncaster coming home very strong at the moment. Mountain City still holding on at the moment to a really good surge from Sandringham. Let's hope we can really ride her home here, but it might be Sandringham taking that one over Mountain City for third. Nuttawading, Bacchus Marsh, Sale, Shepparton, and Western Country region rounding up the field for the first of 2 timed finals for the under 14s. Next event on the track is event number 20, which is time final number 2 of. This is the under 14 mixed 4x200 metres. In lane 1 we had Caulfield B, 2 Diamond Valley B, 3 Cranbourne, 4 Berwick, 5 Caulfield, 6 Essendon, 7 Waverley, and in lane 8 we have Keilor.
On your marks. Set.
Nice clean start for the athletes here. From 1 we have Caulfield B, 2 Diamond Valley, 3 Cranbourne, 4 Berwick, 5 Caulfield, 6 Essendon. In lane 8 we have Keilor. So running very strongly at the moment is probably the team from Berwick along the back straight. We'll see how they go as comparison to changing over, but it might be even Diamond Valley. Berwick Diamond Valley might have got, excuse me, first and second in those changes. Making their way around in this second leg at the moment. All teams are running very strongly at the moment. Essendon starting to move up on the field from lane 6, but Berwick from 4 probably has the stagger at the moment. Keilor out in lane 8 too are running very strongly, but we do expect once they change, it should be very close to, if not at the same time as Berwick. Probably same time, so Berwick, Essendon, Keilor, take your pick. Caulfield in that mix as well as Cranbourne, not too far behind at Diamond Valley and Caulfield B in lane 1. So moving along the back straight, Berwick, who were the fastest qualifiers, were only 1 second off the Victorian best performance at region. So I'm looking to see that they will probably take this one at the state championship. So Berwick, then Caulfield, Essendon, Keilor, Cranbourne, Diamond Valley, and Caulfield B. But it is Berwick, and a very familiar face here we see bringing this race towards the final stages. Let's see how close he gets to the Victorian best performance. It's 1:41. He's going to get down close. We'll have to wait for that to come through from photo finish. Caulfield are going to hold off the second over Essendon. Keilor just holding on to their place in front of Cranbourne. Great finish there by Caulfield B, and Diamond Valley bringing up the field. Next event on the track is the mixed under 15s 4x200 metres time final number 1. In lane 1, we have Waverley. 2, we have Caulfield. 3, Ballarat. 5, Geelong. 6, Diamond Valley. 7, Werribee B. And in lane 8, we have Melton City.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start away in this first of 2 time finals for the under 15 athletes. So running well at the moment is our competitors, probably there from Ballarat out of lane 3. They've caught up on the outside of probably a competitor from Geelong who is in 5, so a couple of lanes separating them. So as they come into this change box space as well, Werribee's 2 running strong at the moment as well, but Ballarat might take that one first. Maybe Werribee, Waverley, and also Diamond Valley. So Werribee running strong at the moment, Ballarat running very well at the moment, and Geelong starting to move up on the field from lane 4 where they stand. But it is Ballarat at the moment, well ahead of the rest of the crew in this second leg of the 4x200 metre mixed for the under 15s. So Ballarat take that first. Waverley might sneak in for second. Geelong, Werribee, Diamond Valley, Melton City and Caulfield. So Ballarat make their way around halfway through the third leg of this race. Waverley making some ground and moving up on the field as well as Diamond Valley, starting to make a bit of a late surge in the final stages of this race. Ballarat take the baton first. Waverley, Diamond Valley, Geelong. Might be Werribee struggle to change that one as cleanly as they would have hoped to. Melton City and also Caulfield. So it is the athletes here from Ballarat still holding on, but a really late surge here from Diamond Valley going to make this one and try and sneak in for a minor place in this second time final, and more importantly a faster time. Geelong 2 running very strongly at the moment, but it is Ballarat going to take this one first. Diamond Valley might just hold on for second. We'll leave that one to photo finish with a big tumble by Geelong. Waverley, Melton City, Werribee and Caulfield rounding up the field. Next event on the track is time final number 2 of the under 15 mixed 4x200 metres. From lane 1 we have Werribee, 2 Bendigo, 3 Berwick, 4 Knox, 5 Collingwood, 6 Box Hill, 7 Waverley, and in lane 8 Craigieburn.
On your marks. Stand up, back to the cones. On your marks. Set.
Clean start away this time. This is time final number 2 of the mixed under 15s. Fastest qualifier comes out of Box Hill in lane 6. Keep an eye on them for a Victorian best performance effort in this race. Second fastest qualifier was Berwick out of lane 3. So they were actually 9th last year at the state championships for this event. Also Collingwood, third fastest qualifier as well. So the race was won in 1:42 last season. Box Hill ran as an under 14 run at 1:44 last season. So it's a 4-second improvement for them already. And they're not letting us down at all by running very strongly at the moment, as is Waverley. But it is Box Hill moving up on the field now. They're starting to make a surge in towards the second changeover to their third runner. So Box Hill will take this one first, just in front of Waverley and Collingwood, Werribee, Berwick and Bendigo. So Knox not too far behind now, but it's still out in front at the moment is Box Hill. They've got a good couple of seconds lead at the moment in front of their fellow competitors. Running down in towards this final stage, it is Box Hill, Waverley, Collingwood really starting to get into the mix of this. They came through as the third fastest qualifier, and we haven't yet seen Berwick get into the mix, which already they had the second fastest qualifying time. So final stages now here of this race, and Box Hill are really bringing it home. Collingwood also chasing them as well as Waverley, but I don't think Collingwood are going to quite catch Box Hill. Box Hill have got this one in the bag. Let's see if they actually add to the bag the Victorian best performance of this event. 1:39 is the clock to watch for. We'll have to wait for photo finish. Collingwood take out second. Waverley going to hold on to third with a really late finish here by Bendigo, Berwick and also Werribee. Not too far behind now to round up the field will be Knox.
Next event on the track is the mixed under 9 4x200 metres. Time final number 1. Introducing our teams. Lane 1, Bendigo. Keilor in lane 2. Williamstown in lane 3. Yarra Rangers in lane 4. Cranbourne in lane 5. Brighton in lane 6. Lane 7, South Melbourne. And in lane 6, Berwick.
Set.
So we're underway in this boys under 9 mixed 4x200 metres. So make their way down the back straight. You can see our athlete from Berwick on the outside. South Melbourne there in lane 7. Brighton approaching the first change. It's going to be our Berwick athlete, or Berwick team, changing first. So the athletes probably doing their first state championships.
So thank you, Lachlan, for picking that start there. We've got Brighton currently running very strong at the moment. Out of lane 6. And also the competitor on the outside, not to deny her, from Berwick, running very well as also Yarra Rangers out of 4 are also putting in a really decent effort as they make their way into the second change for their third runners. So Yarra Rangers going to take that one first. Williamstown, Cranbourne, Berwick, Brighton, Bendigo, Keilor and South Melbourne. So nice strong leg at the moment by these athletes along the back straight. It is Yarra Rangers really still holding on at the moment. And Williamstown closely followed behind. So nice clean changes there by the athlete. The focus is forward there for Yarra Rangers. Williamstown, Brighton, Berwick, Cranbourne, South Melbourne have made up some ground. Bendigo and Keilor in that order. So keep in mind this is the first time final. So these are the competitors placed from 9th through to 16th from the region qualifying rounds. If they run a great race, they've got a really strong chance of making their way up into the final top 8 competitors for this event. So Yarra Rangers' outstanding effort. They ran a really strong race from start to finish. Williamstown will take out second. Strong finish by South Melbourne, just over Keilor, Brighton, Berwick, Cranbourne and Bendigo. And next event on the track is time final number 2 of the under 9 mixed 4x200 metres. In lane 1 we have Whittlesea City, 2 Caulfield, 3 Mentone, 4 Corio, 5 Sandringham, 6 Ringwood, 7 Caulfield B, and in lane 8 Nunawading. Fastest qualifiers come out of lane 5, which is Sandringham, followed by Mentone and Ringwood.
Set.
So clean start away for these under 9s in this mixed 4x200 metre time final number 2. This is the top 8 competitors from the regional round. And running strongly at the moment are probably the competitors from Ringwood out in lane 6. So you can see them just past the shoulder of the athletes on from lane 7 from Caulfield. And moving through the field as well, currently at the moment is Mentone. They're running strongly too. So also Corio you'd probably not deny from that spot either. So get to that first change. We'll see if we can pick up who's first. Mentone might have snuck in for first. Corio, Sandringham and Caulfield. So make their way around. It is strong running at the moment by the athletes also from Ringwood. It's Ringwood we didn't mention before that we didn't see in the shot as much at that changeover. So Ringwood, Mentone, Corio, Sandringham, take your pick of the 4. They're going to even up as they come into the final stage of this race. But running very well at the moment is the young Mentone athlete, really racing towards their competitors with the mixture of boys and girls at this change. So Mentone take the baton first, Sandringham, Ringwood, Corio, then Ringwood, Caulfield, both Caulfield teams, and Whittlesea City. So rounding it around the bend at the moment, running well at the moment still is Mentone, and Corio not too far behind them. On the outside of them is probably Ringwood, who are starting to put in some speed over this final 100 metres of this leg of the race. In actual fact, she's going to move really well towards her competitors to get the baton to them for this last change. So we'll see who gets the baton first. I'd pick Mentone or Ringwood, probably right at the same time. Then Corio, Sandringham, Nuttawading. The two Caulfields almost at the same time, and Whittlesea City. As they round out the bend for the last time at the moment, it is coming into the final 100 metres of this event. Out in front, we do see the Ringwood athlete running very strongly at the moment. Mentone's starting to make a bit of a late surge on him, and the young man from Corio fiercely running to hold on to third. So Ringwood it is going to be taking this one to the line to take out first. Add a gold medal to that. Mentone in second. Corio will pick up bronze. Sandringham, a very strong run for fourth. Nuttawading finishing off strong. Whittlesea City and our two Caulfield teams. Congratulations to our competitors in the under 9s, 4x200 metres.
The ballroom is now open for our next multi-class, 4x200 metres. The ballroom is now open for event 28, our mixed multi-class, 4x200 metres. Call out to the for event 20, it's 4x200 under 14 teams, the various A, Caulfield A,
Next event on the track is event number 23. This is the under 10 mixed 4x200 metres. In lane 1 we have Ballarat, 2 we have Traralgon, 3 South Melbourne District, 4 Ringwood, 5 Essendon, 6
mark.
Bendigo, 7 Albury, and in lane 8 we have Mornington. It does look like Albury might be a scratching. But a big shout out to Traralgon, who's their first time here today. Clean start away for these competitors. Fastest qualifier out of this race probably comes from lane 4 in Ringwood, so do expect them to run a strong race, as well as that of Bendigo out of lane 6, who are off to a great start also. Essendon 2 are running very well out of lane 5 at the moment, and will be amongst the mix of the competitors to receive the baton first. So Ringwood running well, Essendon also running well too. So Ringwood and Essendon almost changing exactly the same time. Even our competitors from 1, 2 and 3, you couldn't split them apart either. So Essendon running well, Ringwood, Mornington on the outside, but Bendigo starting to move up on the inside as well. So keep an eye on Bendigo. We mentioned them before that they do come in with one of the fastest seeded times. But it is Essendon running true to form at the moment. They're going to come into this changeover zone well prepped for a lead position. So Essendon take it first, closely followed by Ringwood. Bendigo and Traralgon possibly at the same time there. Mornington, Ballarat and South Melbourne. So make their way around the bend. It is the Ringwood athlete starting to take a little bit of a lead now. He's passed over the shoulder of the athlete from Essendon in lane 5. Haven't seen Bendigo pop up just yet, but would expect them to get to that stage in this last 200 metres, as well as the competitor there from South Melbourne. So it is Ringwood to take the baton first. Bendigo take it second. Whoop, they've dropped it there, so Essendon will pick that up. He picks it up and runs off with it as well. South Melbourne is going to have some ground to make up, our young Bendigo athlete here, and he's going to do that true to form. But it is out in front, an absolute line orders are going to be for the athletes from Ringwood. They've led from the start and running very strongly towards the finish as well. So it is Ringwood out in front. They're going to take the first place for this time final number 1. Ringwood come across the line in first. Essendon in second. Super effort there by the athlete from Bendigo to make up some ground. South Melbourne, Ballarat, Mornington and Terrelgan to round up the field with our first time final of the under 10 mixed 4x200 metres. Next event on the track is event 23, time final number 2 of the under 10s mixed 4x200 metres. Fastest 8 competitors from the regional qualifying rounds. In lane 1, Corio, 2, Camberwell Malvern, 3, Sandringham, 4, Shepparton, 5, Caulfield, 6, Knox, 7, Diamond Valley, and in lane 8, Whittlesea City.
Set.
So nice clean start for the athletes here in the second time final of the mixed under 10s 4x200 metres. Running strongly at the moment are the competitors from lanes 3 in Sandringham. They come through as the fastest qualifiers and they're running a great strong leg in this first instance here. Also too running strongly on the outside is probably that of Diamond Valley. They were second in 22 and 23, so they will be running strong to vie for a place in the final stages of this race. So as they come into the change box space now at the moment as well, it is probably, there's a mixture, probably Caulfield then Sandringham that might have taken the baton there. Whittlesea City running strong as well as that is as Knox out of lane 6. So lane 6 is running very well, and Caulfield 2 from lane 5 are running also or equally as well. Corio from lane 1 also putting in a decent effort, because as the stagger comes evident, it's going to be really, really obvious to see who's going to be first to this change box. I'd probably say that at this stage it will be Caulfield, but Sandringham are going to be equally as close. So Sandringham, Caulfield, take your pick of the two. Corio running strongly as well on the inside. Probably a bit of a dark horse there, Corio, so not too sure what happened with their region time, but they are going to be in the mix of these competitors as they get towards the latter stages of this race. So at the moment out in front, we can see that is Caulfield. Knox running strongly to Corio, Sandringham as well. So moving into this last change, waving madly is Shepparton. Little bit to wait for them, but it's going to be Caulfield, Knox, Corio, Sandringham, Whittlesea City, Camberwell Malvern, Diamond Valley and Shepparton. So as they make their way around the bend, it's going to be close between these four. They're going to be really in a mix for the medals between four teams. Not too sure who's going to be the one that misses out. Knox is coming home strong. Caulfield trying to hold on to a late surge by Corio, but Sandringham, look out, here they come. It's going to be Knox to come across the line in first. Great finish by Sandringham to come in second, and Corio to take out third, just over Caulfield. Camberwell Malvern in fifth, Whittlesea City, Diamond Valley and Shepparton to round out the field. Next event on the track is event 24. This is the under 11 mixed 4x200 metres. Lane 1 at Chukamawama, 2 Keilor B, 3 South Melbourne District, 4 Geelong, 5 Werribee, 6 Knox B, 7 Berwick, 8 Moorabbin.
On your marks. set.
Nice clean start away from lane 1, Echuca Moama, 2, Keilor B, 3, South Melbourne District, 4, Geelong, 5, Werribee, 6, Knox B, 7, Berwick, and an 8, Moorabbin. So strong running at the moment by the athletes from Berwick out in lane 7. They've probably got a really good lead at the moment for the rest of the competitors. So a really strong race by this young competitor there from Berwick. South Melbourne District getting into the mix of things as well. So they're going to change nice and early, as well as that from Geelong. But it is Berwick running very well at the moment. On the outside, Moorabbin making some ground too. But moving up on the inside, we can see Knox B from lane 6. Echuca Moama from lane 1 also running very, very well at the moment, and do expect them to probably want to be one of the first to possibly change. Knox starting to wind it up to bring it home. Saved a little bit of gas in the tank there for that one, he did. But it is going to be Echuca Moama that changes first, just over Knox, Berwick, Moorabbin, Keilor, Geelong, South Melbourne District, and then Werribee. So Echuca Moama running very well at the moment. Knox on the outside too. The two of them going to be quite even by the time they get to the crossover zone heading into the last change. But I'd probably say Echuca Moama is just in front at the moment, just over Knox, then Berwick and Geelong. Keilor and Geelong it will be. So waving madly at the second is the athletes into the final leg. Echuca Moama will take this baton just after probably Knox, Keilor, Berwick, Geelong, Moorabbin, South Melbourne, and then Werribee. So all competitors now have changed nice and clear. It's just up to these final competitors to round out the field in this time final number 1 of 2 in the under 11s mixed 4x200 metres. Knox out in front, just holding off from Echuca Moama, Keilor, but there's a surge home from Werribee, Geelong, and Berwick and Moorabbin. Put them in the bag as well. Let's see how this one finishes. It's going to be Knox taking it out first. Werribee, great run in that final leg to take out second. Keilor, probably Echuca, Geelong, Moorabbin, South Melbourne and Berwick, but there could be a little bit of a difference in that one. We'll wait for photo finish to decide. Next event on the track is the final time final of the under 11 mixed 4x200 metres. In lane 1 we have Coburg, 2 Diamond Valley, 3 Ringwood, 4 Box Hill, 5 Knox, 6 Chelsea, 7 Mentone, and in lane 8 we have Caulfield. Knox come through as our fastest qualifier at a lane 5. They are our reigning state champions in this event, with Box Hill coming in with a second fastest seeded time. The two centres would have run together at their region event, so they will come in with a strong advantage to be represented in the runnings for a place getter medal.
On your marks. Set. Stand up, please. Back to your cones. Lane 1, break, first and final. Warning. Oh, no. Yeah. Correction, lane 1, unfair start. On your marks. Set.
Clean start away this time in the under 11 4x2 mixed time final number 2. These are your top 8 competitors as mentioned before. Our fastest qualifier being Knox, who have just come into screen in the centre of field. So moving up on their inside as well is Box Hill. Box Hill come in the second fastest qualifier, so they're going to put the challenge on to Knox throughout the most of this race. It's also Ringwood to keep an eye out for as well. So the 3 centres would have run together at their region event, so really strong performances from the Eastern Metro region in that case. We've also got on the outside 6, 7, 8. We've got Chelsea, Mentone and Caulfield, who too would have run against each other at their regional round. So watching as they come through, it is really strong running still by Knox, but also Caulfield out in lane 8. But remember, there is a stagger, so Knox are going to be the ones that get the baton first as they come through. So it's going to be Knox that most likely will change first, just over Box Hill, then Caulfield, Ringwood, Diamond Valley, Mentone, Chelsea and Corio. So as they make their way around, it is going to be Box Hill that have probably got the stronger leg of the 2 over Knox. So Box Hill just come over the shoulder of Knox, but Knox aren't going to give up on this one too. You have to keep that short distance between the 2 teams in order to have a successful and clean baton change in the final stages of this race. It's probably also Caulfield out there in the mix too. So it's Box Hill, Caulfield, Knox, the first 3 at the moment. They're going to vie for these medal positions for this event. Not too far behind them as well. I think you'll find might even be Ringwood that is hoping to get nice and close to these competitors. But it is at the moment Knox still holding off. Box Hill with a late surge. Knox, Box Hill, Box over Knox. Box Hill in first, Knox in second, Caulfield, Ringwood, Diamond Valley, Coburg, my apologies, Mentone and Chelsea. So wonderful effort by those athletes, super performance and a great showdown towards the final stages of that race for Box Hill and Knox. Next event on the track is event number 25. This is the under 12 mixed 4x200 metres. In lane 1, Warrnambool, 2, Shepparton, 3, Whittlesea City, 4, Box Hill, 5, Diamond Valley, 6, Nunawading, 7, Geelong, and in lane 8, Camberwell, Malvern.
Set.
Clean start away for this race here, which is event number 25. Time final number 1 of 2 this is, so don't forget there's 1 to go after this. Fastest qualifying time comes in from Nunawading. Now Nunawading have got a really good chance to make their way up into the final 8 competitors. They ran a 1:59.81 at region, but we've got competitors that ran in the next time final of 1:59 as well, and also 1:58, so they could really run a strong race here and get themselves into the mix. So some nice clean changing there by the competitors. Campbell and Moen running really well out there in lane 8, challenging on the athlete from Geelong in lane 7. So the 2 tussles out there, probably a second one there between Nunawading and Diamond Valley. So out of the mix, it is very strong running at the moment as well from Diamond Valley. Female runner there is running very well, as is Geelong on the outside and Campbell and Malvern also on the outside. But I think you'll find it might be Diamond Valley that might change first. Nunawading possibly first. Nunawading and then Geelong too as well. So Box Hill dropped the baton there, but a nice quick pickup means that they can gain some ground back in and try and amend their position heading into the final change of this event. So the 4 competitors out in front at the moment is Nunawading, Geelong, Diamond Valley and Campbell and Malvern. So those 4 are going to move into this final change. It's actually absolutely going to be chaos getting into this changeover now, but I'm sure they'll do it very efficiently. So it's Nunawading that changed first, Geelong, Diamond Valley, then Campbell and Malvern. Warrnambool changed next, Shepparton, and Whittlesea City and Box Hill as well. So some clean changing by all the competitors there. It could have been chaotic, but they did a great job of it anyway. So do expect, and you would hope, that Geelong are going to start to move into lane 1. But it's Nuttawatting out in front at the moment, just over Diamond Valley. But Diamond Valley are digging deep to try and make some ground here. Nuttawatting look a bit too strong in this case. 5th last year, but gold medalist this year. Nuttawatting at Diamond Valley in 2nd. Geelong take 3rd, just over Camberwell Malvern. Warrnambool strong finish for 5th. Shepparton, Box Hill and Whittlesea City. Next event on the track is time final number 2 of the mixed under 12 4x200 metres. In lane 1, South Melbourne District, 2 Brighton, 3 Caulfield, 4 Keilor, 5 Berwick, 6 Melton City, 7 Essendon, and in lane 8, Ringwood. So this, in actual fact, is actually the fastest heat of the under 12s. So the effort of the performances in the previous race may contribute to those athletes being consolidated at a higher place. So we will check back to that because there were some really great tussles for places there in the final stages of that race. And we'll see how well that brings Ringwood up into the mix for a final 8 place. So from the inside, South Melbourne, Brighton, Caulfield, Keilor, Berwick, Melton City, Essendon and Ringwood. So Melton City come through as our fastest qualifier with a seeded time of 1:57.13. Keilor, then Caulfield follows closely behind. Now, Keilor was 2nd in 22 and 23, and Caulfield was 3rd in 2022 and 23. Now, Melton City didn't compete last year, so this will be interesting to see how they get into this mix of medals in the final stage of this race. But running strongly at the moment is probably the competitors of Keilor in lane 4. So they're running a really strong race right now. So it's Keilor at the moment out of lane 4, probably then Melton City over Essendon, but Berwick and Caulfield are also in that mixed of top 5 at the moment as they come up to the second changeover zone. So it's going to be Keilor that change first, Caulfield, Berwick, Melton City, Essendon, Brighton, South Melbourne and Ringwood in that order. Caulfield running very strongly at the moment. What a great bend this athlete has run. They come through as the 3rd fastest qualifiers, but they kind of come into this final stage with a little bit of a lead at the moment, just over Keilor. Have a look at the competitors now that are going to bring this home for their competitors. Caulfield are coming home with one of the boys, Keilor with a boy as well, but we'll see how the girls also run in comparison to this. But there are a lot of boys we've got here in this final leg of this race, and they make their way round. It is also, at the moment, still in front, the athlete from Caulfield. So Caulfield came in as 3rd fastest, but they're going to really probably take this gold home. Keilor coming in 2nd. Melton City are going to hold in possibly for 3rd. But there's a late dash and charge by our female competitor here from Brighton. What a super effort against the boys she's put in. Caulfield are going to take across the line in 1st. I'm going to leave that one for photo finish for 2nd between Keilor and Melton City. Finally, then it's going to be Brighton and Berwick again between the two. Essendon, Ringwood closely followed behind. So a really close finish there for that one. We'll see how that pans out, as well as the mix of the Nuttawatting athletes as well for a consolidated result. So Results Hub is a place you can see those. So lavic.resultshub.com.au. Next event on the track is the final of the under-16 mixed 4x200 metres. This is just one race. This is event number 26. In lane 1, we have Yarra Rangers, 2 Waverley B, 3 Keilor B, 4 Williamstown, 5 Waverley, 6 Keilor, 7 Frankston, and in lane 8 we have Warragul. So 8 starters on the track, and we will leave them in the starters' hands.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start away in this under-16s 4x200 metre final. Waverley off to a cracker of a start at the moment, almost passing their competitors from lanes 6, 7 and 8 on their right-hand side. So Waverley will come into this first change convincingly at first. Keilor running very strongly at the moment out of lane 3.
Starters rotate.
And also out of lane 6 as well. But it's going to be Waverley that are going to change the baton first. Keilor not too far behind either. But it is Waverley coming through. Keilor chasing to try and make some ground in this space. The two have got really close seated times, even though they run at completely different region locations. So it is Keilor at the moment that is going to take the baton first. Waverley will take it second. The second Keilor team, third. Williamstown, Frankston, Yarra Rangers, Warrigal and Waverley, the second team at Waverley as well. So 2 Waverley teams and 2 Keilor teams in this race. We haven't had one like that yet today. So as they make their way through, it is the Williamstown athlete starting to move on the crew along the back straight. He's got someone in sight to chase. That's the athlete from Keilor, and he's going to do a decent job at that at the moment as well. So we've got Keilor change first, Williamstown, Waverley, Frankston, Warrigal and the second Waverley team. So as they make their way down towards the final stage of this race, it's going to be a tussle between the two. Keilor looked too strong for this one, but Williamstown aren't going to let this one down just yet. Third place is going to be close as well. Waverley and Keilor, the second team, but it's going to be Keilor, Williamstown, Keilor, Waverley, Frankston, Warrigal, Waverley B, and Yarra Rangers. Next event on the track is event number 27. This is the under-17 mixed 4x200 metres. Just the one race for the under-17s. In lane 1, we have Pakenham. 2, we have Western Metro Region. 3, we have Ringwood. 4, we have Whittlesea City. 5, we have Gippsland Country Region. 6, we have Caulfield. 7, we have Sale. And in lane 8, we have Melton City.
On your marks. Set.
So clean start away in this time final of the under-17s 4x200 metres. Running strongly at the moment is the athletes out from lanes 3 and 4 in Ringwood and Whittlesea City. Caulfield 2 on the outside in lane 6 is also running very well. So Caulfield might come into this change box first. We'll just see how they fare. We won't quite have vision of Caulfield, as they will come out of shot in just a moment, as well as Mountain City too. But looks like Ringwood from our view is also very close, as well as Gippsland Country Region. Now Ringwood come as our second fastest qualifier, Gippsland the third. Whittlesea City, we do expect that they're going to start to shine through in just a short time. They came in with a Victorian best performance for this event from their region event. So they've got a pending VBP they ran at 143.30. So let's see how they go. Ringwood are coming through at the moment, running very strongly. Caulfield. Whittlesea City might have just had a bit of a blunder with their baton change, but I do expect them to make up some ground now if they're going to actually be able to better that Victorian best performance. Out in front at the moment, Ringwood. Caulfield also running very strong. Gippsland Country Region and also Whittlesea City starting to make some ground on the competitors in front of them. Here comes Whittlesea City. I was a little bit worried about them before, but I think they've actually taken those worries away. As we get to this final change, it is going to be Ringwood just in front of Whittlesea City, but see how this final change goes between Ringwood, Whittlesea City and also Gippsland Country Region in that mix as well. Here comes Whittlesea City taking this one home. Inside Vision is just capturing the last of those couple of changeovers from Pakenham as well. So Whittlesea City bringing this one home. Gippsland Country Region also in the mix. Ringwood too. The three of them are going to go head-to-head as well. Gippsland Country Region digging it home, but they're just not going to get there. Give them another couple of minutes, they might have. Line honours go to Whittlesea City, second Gippsland Country Region, third Ringwood, fourth Caulfield, Mountain City, Sale, and last but not least, Pakenham. Next event on the track is our final event before the lunch break. So lunch break, toilet break, whatever you want to call it. It's quite rewarding when you've been on the mic for a long period of time.
On your marks.
And in lane 2, we have Eastern Metro Region B team. Lane 3, Western Metro Region team. 4, Gippsland Country Region. And 5, Eastern Metro Region team in A. So we'll get the athletes started and we'll explain our multi-class competitors. So nice clean start for the athletes here. So our multi-class competitors are athletes that do have a classification or a disability that allows them to be given an equal opportunity in their age group events. So these are a collection of athletes from regional teams, so then that way they all have an opportunity to be able to get a relay race in. So we could have a combination of intellectual impairments, a physical impairment as well. We are very strongly represented in this age group for our multi-class athletes. So some very familiar faces that we see, and we love having our multi-class athletes as part of our competition event. So as they make their way towards the baton changes, it does look like the Eastern Metro team of Lachlan, Tom, Zoe and Hassasset are running very well out there in lane 5. So Tom's running a great leg at the moment in the second leg. And not too far behind at the moment is Western Metro team, who's making some ground on the competitors. Gippsland Country Region as well. They are sitting currently in third place as they round out the bend at the moment, heading towards the final 100 metres of the second leg of this race. Some really strong finishes here by Western Metro Region at the moment, and also Eastern Metro Region. So they're making their way through. It is going to be Western Metro that changed the baton first. Tom's going to pass on to Zoe in the third leg. And then we have our Gippsland Country Region team making their way towards the baton change. And then also our second Eastern Metro team coming in to change. At the moment, out in front, it is our Western Metro team, but Zoe from Eastern Metro is also starting to make her way and move towards the final stage of this race. So Eastern Metro A is running very well right now at the moment. So Eastern Metro will take the baton first. Western Metro will take it second. So it is Eastern Metro at the moment running through in the final stage of this race, but Western Metro chasing behind at the moment. Just keep in mind these athletes, it's not how their finishing order actually represents. It's a combination of their classification and a percentage of their impediment they might have. So they basically have a classification based on their disability, and that's a calculation by a percentage. So all the percentages are calculated together for each athlete in a team to get their final results. So how they might appear now over the event may not be the same finishing order for placing. So we can see our second Eastern Metro team running very well at the moment. They're going to go into that last baton change. We've got our Gippsland Country Region team just finishing off strongly now. And just coming around the bend for the final 100 metres is our Eastern Metro team, our second Eastern Metro team. So this is EMRB, and being wound up by the crowds who actually have a really strong finish. Such a super effort from our athletes here of the Multiclass group, represented at the Little Athletics Victoria Commonwealth Bank State Relay Championships. Now we will be off for a break for lunch very shortly now, and we'll be back with you with our afternoon session that will be scheduled to commence at 12:45. So 12:45 we click back in. We've got our 4x100 metres featuring at that stage. We encourage you to keep an eye on Results Hub for all consolidated results of events from this morning. And please also make sure you get on to purchase, if you have not already, a relay shirt for this fantastic event. If you've entered the combined event, our combined event t-shirts are also available on the LAVic shop. So just go to lavic.com.au and just click on the shop menu option in order to take you to those great options. We've got some great new bucket hats and scrunchies as well that are available for purchase. So get yourself prepped up for summer with some of our great new merchandise gear available on the LAVic shop.